The department was modest in size, with only a handful of officers. And following the departure of the Chief Sergeant at Arms and his deputy then, this is in 2006, Mr. Lekulo was appointed to lead the department in acting capacity on a role he executed with distinction until his confirmation to head the department of the Sergeant at Arms as the Chief Sergeant at Arms in the year 2013. One of his notable achievements, our dear viewers, has been the professionalization and expansion of the Sergeant at Arms department. And under the stewardship of Mr. Lekulo, the Sergeant at Arms department, or unit, if you may like, has grown into a fully fledged directorate, staffed with highly trained, well-educated officers, many whom have brought rich experience from Kenya's disciplined forces. And his leadership has transformed the department into a more structured, respected, and efficient arm of the parliamentary operations. Mr. Lekulo, our dear viewers, also played a critical role in strengthening security and streamlining access to the National Assembly, particularly after the 2010 Constitution, after the introduction of public participation on business considered by the National Assembly as a key component of the legislative processes. Mr. Lekulo guided the institution of Parliament through a period of increased public engagement, ensuring that there is enhanced openness matched with robust security, order, and procedural integrity. Today, the 18th day of November 2025, marks his final day bearing the mace in an ordinary sitting ahead of his retirement on November 20th, the year being 2025. His legacy, our dear viewers, of discipline, service, reform, and commitment to parliamentary tradition will remain deeply embedded in the history of the National Assembly. On your screens, you can see the Sergeant at Arms carrying the mace. Mr. Lekulo is among them, taking the lead with the mace, closely followed by the Speaker and the Clerk, and other Sergeant at Arms, as well as clerks, ushering Mr. Lekulo into his final day of carrying the mace at the National Assembly in an ordinary sitting of the House. And the Parliamentary Broadcasting Unit joins the entire House at the National Assembly and Parliament in expressing profound gratitude for his outstanding service and wishing him a rewarding and restful retirement. The Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, is already in the chambers this afternoon. Allow me to hand over for this live broadcast. Enjoy your viewing.
Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umetoa nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu. Tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita ili tekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tukuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote atakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako siendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Honorable members, you remain standing. Today, you can see we have an unusual procession, and the Chief Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Lekulo, is today the one bearing the mace. Mr. Lekulo, as I'll give a communication later, is coming to the end of his service to Parliament through retirement and not by any other means. And today is his last official function to the House, honoring his dedicated service to all of us, to the institution of Parliament, to the people and the Republic of Kenya, because you are the representative of the people of Kenya. By serving you, he's been serving the people of Kenya with the dedication, with the dignity, with humility, and above all, with a total commitment to his call of duty. So we will have a situation where the national anthem is going to play. Then he will place the mess. He'll be escorted out. He'll come back and sit here. I'll make a communication about him. And the House Business Committee has given 30 minutes to allow a few members to pay tribute and homage and praise to the distinguished service that Lekulo has served this House. You can watch the procession on the screen. Okay, honorable members, we can start our business. Honorable members, will proceed as follows. Once Mr. Lekulo is here, I'll deliver a message from the President. Then we go to Lekulo. I'll give you 30 minutes. After Lekulo, the Honorable Professor Jaldesa, I don't see him here. I allowed him to make a statement on the passing on of our colleague Dubi Bidu of Isiolo South. We'll also take 30 minutes on that for you to eulogize. I want to inform you that you have truly represented the House with about 25 members of Parliament. I thank them for coming to Isiolo, where we laid him to rest on Thursday at 1 p.m. After we finish those two, then we'll come back to the normal business of the House. So, clerk, we can start.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair.
Honorable members, allow me to give a recognition of distinguished service of a retiring officer of this House. I wish to recognize the distinguished service of a humble and highly dedicated officer, one Aloisio Nderepu Lekulo, OGW, who has been serving as the Chief Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly and who is due to retire in a week. Mr. Lekulo joined Parliament in 2006 as a Senior Sergeant at Arms and steadily rose through the ranks to become Chief Sergeant at Arms and Director. In this role, he has played a pivotal role in enhancing specialized training for our staff, including VIP protocols, which have equipped them with essential skills to address emerging trends in institutional security and events management. These efforts have significantly strengthened security within the parliamentary precincts, improved estate management, and supported the smooth coordination of plenary proceedings. Mr. Lekulo has spearheaded efforts to professionalize the Sergeant at Arms service by overseeing the registration of officers to professional bodies and associations such as the Commonwealth Sergeant at Arms Association and the National Legislative Society of Sergeant at Arms Association, America. He has served as a member of the National Assembly Board of Management, where he made contributions as policy proposals that have informed key decisions in Parliament. Honorable members, prior to joining Parliament, he was a district officer in the Office of the President, Provincial Administration from 1996, and served in various stations including Laikipia, Trans Nzoia, Isiolo, and Nyahururu districts. His administrative ability and leadership skills were evident in his public service and saw him being assigned various special duty roles, including in Shartuka Division, Transmara in 1997, where he oversaw security operations and the subdivision of Shartuka Group Ranch. In Laikipia, he helped in the establishment of community lodges like Tasia, Starbet, and Lentile, which have evolved to community conservation projects. Honorable members, between 1992 and 96, Mr. Lekulo served as a teacher under the Teacher Service Commission at Garbatula High School. He was an inspiration to many young boys in the bandit-prone region and encouraged many to pursue education. Mr. Lekulo will officially leave the parliamentary service on 24th November 2025. This week will be his last week in service as an officer of the House and quite significant to him. Indeed, his presence today in the Speaker's procession was of a great importance, and we thank him for his diligence. Joining Mr. Lekulo are the members of his family, who include his wife, Mrs. Sadia Golo, and his two sons, Mr. Issa Lemayan and Mr. Austin Lemarat. They are seated in the Speaker's gallery. You may take your seats. On behalf of the National Assembly and that of the Parliamentary Service Commission, and indeed on my own behalf, for I have had a very cherished personal relationship with Mr. Lekulo since he joined Parliament, I wish to thank Mr. Lekulo for his close to 2 decades of service to Parliament and wish him well in his future endeavors. In keeping with our usual parliamentary tradition, can we now join in foot thumping in appreciation of the gallant service this gentleman has given to this House and to Parliament as a whole? I thank you. Take your seats quickly, members. The nearest. Rasa, I know you are a nomad, but you should take the nearest. Honorable members, I'll give the leadership to starting with the majority leader, followed by minority leader, followed by is Lekuton in the House, the area member of Parliament for Lekulo, the Honorable Joseph Lekuton, is not in the House. Okay, go ahead, the majority leader.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me to take this opportunity to not only thank Mr. Lekulo for the long service that he has rendered not to the National Assembly, but to the people and the Republic of Kenya. But lastly, in the last 19 years of public service in the National Assembly. Honorable Speaker, for those who have bothered to dig a little bit about the service of the Sergeant at Arms of the National Assembly, will appreciate the huge role that Mr. Lekulo has played in bringing civility in the conduct of the work of Sergeant at Arms in the National Assembly, and indeed through him, training officers that are even serving in the Senate as Sergeant at Arms, and officers who serve us with a lot of civility, very diligent officers led by Mr. Lekulo. Honorable Speaker, as you have said in your communication, Mr. Lekulo, having come from the public administration, having served as a DO, brought with him that civilian service attitude into the National Assembly. And for those who have learned a little bit the history of this House, and for people like you, Honorable Speaker, who have been here long enough to know that there's a time when Sergeant at Arms were largely from the military and the police service. And I'm told, Honorable Speaker, by your predecessors and older members like Honorable Kainan, that there's a time there was actually some sort of tiff between officers who came from the military, because there was a captain and a major who were serving, and one being senior to the other. There was a lot of friction. But Mr. Lekulo brought in very good order in this service, and he has served not just his juniors, but also members of Parliament with a lot of civility, and encourage those of the younger officers who serve under him to serve as diligently as he has served the people of Kenya, and more specifically members of Parliament, Honorable Speaker. We have seen over the years, Honorable Speaker, right from the time when I joined this House back in 2013 during the security laws, a fist fight here, Honorable Speaker, where you are visiting a member in the Speaker's gallery. But it took the Sergeant at Arms a lot of effort.
I'll never forget that day. A member from Nakuru called Kimani Ngunjiri boxed me up there. Go on.
Honorable Speaker, you know, why not for Mr. Lekulo and other diligent servicemen who serve in the Sergeant-at-Arms office, a lot of things would have happened, unpleasant things, Honorable Speaker. And I'm saying that, Honorable Speaker, because even now, in a house where you have 349 political leaders from diverse backgrounds, with different levels of their egos, dealing with a political class like this in a house like this, Honorable Speaker, who at times may decide to be very dishonorable, Honorable Speaker, it takes the civility and the dignified conduct of work that Mr. Lekulo has set out in the service that they serve in as Sergeant-at-Arms to at times bring order in a very disorderly place. And I must congratulate Mr. Lekulo and thank him for the service, as I said, he has rendered to the people of Kenya by rendering great service to the people's representatives who sit in this house. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, if there are people who deserve post-retirement to serve in boards, in government, and I hope the head of public service and ministers who have served in this house and been served by Mr. Lekulo, when there is opportunity to identify men and women of integrity to serve in boards of our parastatals, Mr. Lekulo is one such man who must not be left out. And we must ensure, Honorable Speaker, and we will work to ensure that Mr. Lekulo goes on to serve in boards of government agencies because he deserves it, Honorable Speaker, and is a man of unquestionable integrity and a man who represents a very small community in this country, Honorable Speaker, and I'm sure many members of Parliament may not know that Mr. Lekulo comes from the El Molo community, the smallest community in this country. And if an El Molo could rise from being a student to qualify to be a public administrator as a DO and rise to the high office of the Chief Sergeant-at-Arms of the National Assembly, it tells you that any child in Kenya can be anything that they desire to be and they work to be. And Mr. Lekulo remains a shining example to not only the El Molo community, but to also other marginalized and small communities in this country that they have a chance. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, I want to address you. As the chair of the Parliamentary Service Commission, the El Molo community have lost one position in the National Assembly. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I thought the mic had gone off because I was addressing you. Honorable Speaker, I was saying this is a house that represents not just the people, but represents equity in our nation. And it is important, Honorable Speaker, that this position that Mr. Lekulo held, that was held by a man of great repute from the Molo community, that the Commission works to ensure that we get more El Molos to serve in the National Assembly so that all the people of Kenya, when they are represented by members of Parliament, can also see the face of their communities in the staff establishment with the National Assembly. And I must, Honorable Speaker, congratulate the Parliamentary Service Commission that has ensured that this House becomes a hallmark of actual equitable representation of people within our staff establishment, Honorable Speaker. And with that, again, Mr. Lekulo, congratulations. And in all your future endeavors, may you continue serving with the diligence and dedication that you have served us as the people's representatives, and in your service to us, you have served the people of Kenya. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Junet.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to thank you for granting me this opportunity to bid farewell to a distinguished officer of Parliament, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the outgoing Sergeant-at-Arms, Mr. Lekulo, this moment, Mr. Speaker, is both emotional because, Mr. Speaker, since I came to this Parliament, I have known Mr. Lukulo as the Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. Lukulo looked soft-spoken, but he was very firm when he wants to make a decision. And when there were issues of security or disorder in the House, Mr. Speaker, is well you will know who Mr. Lukulo is, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, personally, I had an interaction with him in the 11th Parliament, Mr. Speaker. That time I was a very vibrant and a bit disorderly politician, and I used to have a lot of problems with the DCI. Mr. Speaker, they will look for me in town and they can't find me, and they will serve the summons through Mr. Lukulo. And one day I was hiding in someone's house. My wife called me, I don't know how we got her number, and told me somebody called, Mr. Lukulo has called, and he has said the police is looking for you. And he has the summons, tomorrow morning go to Parliament and collect the summons. So, Mr. Speaker, I didn't come to Parliament. I went to Nation to do an interview in the morning. And the Nation people promised me they will hide me after the interview. And when I just walked out, I found the DCI inside the studio where we were doing the interview, Mr. Speaker. I wish I had followed Lukulo's instructions that I come to Parliament to collect the summons so that I can go to the DCI, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Speaker, this is a man who knew what he was doing. This is a man who has served this country with dedication, this institution, Mr. Speaker, with dedication. This is a man that we are going to miss as parliamentarians, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, as the majority leader has alluded to, this man comes from the smallest community in the country called El Molo. A lot of us didn't know that. We were assuming he's a Samburu, he's a Maasai, or something, until today, when we did research on him, because of his living, is when we realized that he's from El Molo, Mr. Speaker. And that shows you how representative Parliament can be, both in terms of representation in the House and the staffing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, this is a man we should not let go after even he retires. This man, if there was, there is these positions that are in the Parliamentary Service Commission that are normally nominated by parties, minority and majority. This man should be in the Parliamentary Service Commission. He will do better than some of them who are there now. Putting on, I can tell you, he has more experience, more knowledge. He knows how Parliament operates. He knows. No, I don't want to mention names, but I don't want to mention names, but Lukulo will serve both the interest of the staff and MPs, Mr. Speaker. In the earliest opportunity, a vacancy occurs there, and we can even make it occur myself here, because I have the opportunity. I have the constitutional mandate to remove a commissioner. You know, commissioners must know that they were appointed by this House, and the procedure of removing also is vested in this House, constitutionally. So in the event we decide to create a vacancy, the way we decided to create a vacancy in the Deputy President's office, if we create a vacancy, Mr. Speaker, you remember we created a vacancy in the Deputy President's office, and somebody now is occupying it fully. And he's doing a good job, better than the one we removed. So if this also we create a vacancy there, which I am seeing very soon a vacancy will occur, Mr. Lukulo should be the first person to occupy that office, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, in conclusion, I want to say that Mr. Lukulo is an example, Mr. Speaker, of how our staff of this Parliament are dedicated to their job. Mr. Speaker, I came to realize later, as a parliamentarian, that the security of members of Parliament primarily lies with the Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Speaker. It is them who advises us, this place is not good, don't go, do this. Even when we go for national events, Mr. Speaker, the first contact you have is the Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Speaker. So, Mr. Lukulo, you are one of the people, if today we could extend the retirement age, we'll have done it for you. But now, time has come, don't worry, we are together, go and serve the country in another capacity, and we wish you all the best, and we thank you for your service that you provided to this House. Mr. Speaker, with those few remarks, congratulations, Mr. Lukulo. Thank you very much.
Thank you. The remaining people, honorable members, if I give you, you'll have just 2 minutes. Raso, 2 minutes.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to join you in congratulating Chief Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Lukulo. He comes from my county, and indeed, as the leader of majority and minority have said, he comes from the smallest community, even in our county, with less than members numbering 500. He has been a trailblazer, the first El Molo to be in government, as a teacher, as an administrator.
For those of you who are getting amazed at the El Molo occupy the shores of Lake Turkana, a place called Loyangalani. I have some friends there, and I've had very good visits there to visit. There are less than 600 people. Honorable Lekulo tells us, as Eliud Kipchoge said, no human is limited. Go on, Ras.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, as a teacher at Garbatula High School, when Garbatula was a national school, he was actually a beacon that young boys and girls attending that school, they felt that if a young El Molo teacher can come and teach in Garbatula, that all of them can rise to the top. Honorable Speaker, I say again, he was a trailblazer. The first district commissioner, actually among the first from the region, although there were a few from the major communities, but he was the first from among his people, including the Rendile, the Boran, the Gabra, the Samburu. Honorable Speaker, in Parliament, he has provided a distinguished service. When you see him, he is the face of calm and composure. Like Honorable Junet said, wherever there is some disturbance around Parliament, and you see him, he was the face of confidence. He will always say, Mheshimiwa hakuna shida, tuko. And today, as he retires, he's retiring as the senior most El Molo in government, and he's the face of his people. I want to join the leader of majority and minority that the El Molos must be represented in government, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I have first interacted with Mr. Lekulo in 1990 at Moy University when both of us were pursuing a degree courses, Mr. Speaker, and since then we have been members of the Moy University Alumni Association. Mr. Speaker, and then as Fate will have it later on, he also went back to my former high school, Garbatula High School, where he became a teacher, and then later on, we met in Parliament here as a staff, him as a staff, and then me as a parliamentarian. Mr. Speaker, to many, retirement is synonymous with withdrawal, with pull out, Mr. Speaker, with pullback, with disengagement, with recess, with recollection. But Mr. Speaker, for Lekulo, I will say three things. This retirement provides an opportunity for you to go and relax, to go and rest, and to go and find new avenues, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to pose a question to my colleagues here. And this is something that all of us as members of the national leadership of the Republic of Kenya, we need to ask ourselves. If truly we were to subscribe to the politics of shareholding, Mr. Speaker, will somebody from the El Mono community ever have risen to become the sergeant at arms of the then Parliament of Kenya and today the National Assembly of the Republic of Kenya? The answer is obvious. The answer is no, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I want to say four things, and will allow me one thing, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Lekulo, this retirement, rest, you have earned it. Secondly, seek new adventures, enjoy. Congratulations, welcome to new life. And the Speaker has concluded, you as our leader, I want you to believe with His Excellency the President. I have known Mr. Lekulo more than any other. I have been a commissioner for 3 terms. And I will say one thing that many members don't know. I have joined this parliament when most of the staff was secondees from either special branch or special DOs. Mr. Speaker, when Mr. Lekulo joined this parliament, he never behaved in a manner to demonstrate his background as a special DO, Mr. Speaker. Throughout, he has been civil. Throughout, he has been down to earth. We want to send you to His Excellency the President, Mr. Speaker. We do not want to wait for the long process of removing a commissioner. You know, that's tedious. It's not as easy as it's tedious. It's a very serious constitutional process. Mr. Speaker, the moment you give him his last letter of retirement from here, we want to send you to His Excellency the President. Mr. Lekulo, as a honor to the El Mono community, the first graduate ever to have stepped at National University, to have been employed by a national institution like Parliament under your leadership. Before the month ends, we want Lekulo to earn another job. I thank you for organizing this. This itself is unprecedented. It's something that he really deserves, and we say thank you to you under your leadership and all the others who have participated. Mr. Lekulo, please enjoy your life until you get the next appointment, and I'm sure it will be soon. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Epuyo Nanok. Give Epuyo the mic.
Asante Mheshimiwa Spika kwa nafasi ya kuweza kumpongeza ndugu yangu, rafiki yangu na kiongozi ambaye tulisoma pamoja na yeye tangu shule ya upili, tukiwa shule ya Kabarak High School pamoja. Namna vile nilimjua Mheshimiwa Lekulo, tukiwa watoto vijana wadogo wa miaka 13, 14 kwa shule hiyo, vile tulianza sekondari mwaka wa 82. Nilikutana na mmoja wetu ambaye alikuwa kama sio shule ya Kabarak, Mheshimiwa Spika, pengine hatungekuwa tunapata nafasi hiyo. Saa hizi tunampongeza kwa sababu ya ile msingi ambayo masomo ya shule ya upili ya Kabarak High School ilituwezesha sisi wote. Nilipochaguliwa mwaka wa 2013 kwa bunge hili, nilimpata Sergeant at Arms wetu Lekulo hapa, na nilijihisi nimefika mahali ambayo ni nyumbani, kwa sababu tumekuwa pamoja Kabarak kwa miaka 6, tukaenda Moi University pamoja na yeye, na heshima ambayo Mheshimiwa Lekulo amekuwa nayo tangu ujana wake ndio hii ambayo tunasherehekea anapoenda kustaafu. Kwa hivyo nampongeza ndugu Lekulo. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, maombi yetu ni moja. Mimi kama mbunge ya watu wa Turkana West ambayo ni kati ya wale ambao tunajua ni watu wamekuwa marginalized, naomba Spika, yale ambayo viongozi wetu wamesema hapa iwezekane. Hivyo ndio vile Kenya inakuwa kama nchi ya jamii.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you also to Parliament for honoring Mr. Lekulo. I must say that just watching the procession and the whole ceremony, it was emotional and almost gave me goosebumps. And I'm so happy, and I want to congratulate Mr. Lekulo that this happened when he's alive. Most of the time we praise people and give service and give accolades once they are gone, Mr. Speaker. But I want to thank God that God has given Mr. Lekulo the years, the time to be alive, to hear members of Parliament give him his flowers when he's still alive, Mr. Speaker. And thank you so much for your leadership also, Mr. Speaker, for allowing us this opportunity to do this, Mr. Speaker. I must say that Mr. Lekulo, you would not even think he's the Chief Sergeant at Arms, Mr. Speaker. He has the soft power. He has something that most of us can emulate from him, Mr. Speaker, that you can actually be at the top, but lead with grace, lead with humility, lead and ensure that the troops that you lead also follow in line or toe in line by being humble and not too forceful, Mr. Speaker. I also would like to say this about the Molo community. Actually, if you Google them, you even see they're endangered. I don't know what is endangering them at the shores of Lake Turkana, but I can also see the amusement of some of my colleagues here. If you come from a point of privilege, from where you come from, you should also just accommodate, because this is what makes the nation. This is what makes all of us, regardless of where you come from, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Lekulo has shown us that it doesn't matter really where you come from. It doesn't matter the circumstances that you have gone off. Given an opportunity in this country, Mr. Speaker, each and every Kenyan can serve this country with dignity, can serve this country, Mr. Speaker, with the diligence that is required. And I must salute you, Mr. Lekulo. I must salute your family for allowing you to serve this parliament, Mr. Speaker. I can imagine the long hours that you had to work sometimes in this house, Mr. Speaker. Your family stood by you, and I'm happy that they are all here to hear what we have to say about you, Mr. Speaker. And I do hope that the values that you put that you have shared with the other sergeant at arms, Mr. Speaker, that they will live on, that your gap will not be felt, that we will continue to see the same discipline that we are seeing amongst the sergeant at arms, Mr. Speaker. I also want to agree, and thank you so much for taking care of the mace. I didn't know the mace was purely your job. I'm told the mace, if there was a problem with the mace, it was you. Thank you for taking care of this mace. Otherwise, would have gone into election prematurely. But just as it has been said, I'm sure the country can tap into his immense experience and knowledge in serving in other positions, Mr. Speaker. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Come, Kate. And don't tell us that Lekulo was a warlord like you. He wasn't. He wasn't.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
He's a very peaceful man.
Yeah, I want to confirm, Mr. Speaker, that Mr. Lekulo is indeed a very peaceful man, just like me. Mr. Speaker, I have had the privilege of serving with Mr. Lekulo as a member of staff in this parliament. I joined this parliament in February 1997. He came much later. And I want to confirm that what has been said about him is indeed true, as we have observed over the years. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Lekulo, like has been said, comes from a very small community. And he has demonstrated, Mr. Speaker, that it does not matter where you come from. As long as you're given a chance, you are able to serve in whatever capacity you're given in the nation. I want, in paying tribute to Mr. Lekulo, Mr. Speaker, I want to remember the former Speaker, Honorable Kaparo. I want to thank Honorable Kaparo for identifying Mr. Lekulo. In as much as Mr. Lekulo has done a beautiful job for this parliament, we must remember that the former Speaker also played a big role in identifying his talent and recruiting him to the sergeant at arms position, just like some of us here in this life. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Lekulo has demonstrated that even somebody from a minority community can serve at the highest level in this country, just like the current deputy president. I see some people looking that do.
Time up. Peter Oscar Nabulindo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to say a congratulatory message to my friend and colleague, Mr. Lekulo. I knew Mr. Lekulo when I was employed in Parliament here as a young graduate. That's in 2002. And he's one of the officers who actually welcomed me here and trained me, a training that enabled me to excel in my career here in Parliament, in the Hansard Department first, in the National Assembly, then later in the Senate. Mr. Speaker, I want to take this time to thank Mr. Lekulo for the service he has offered to this parliament and to me as an individual. I wish him all the best as he goes to his next phase of life. Mr. Speaker, Chief Lekulo here, we used to call him, he has transformed the Sergeant at Arms Department from what it used to be, a very rudimentary security organ, into an ultra-modern security organ for Parliament in the modern times. Mr. Speaker, as Mr. Lekulo proceeds ahead, I urge the leadership of this country not to leave him in the cold. A man who has offered service to Parliament for so many years, we should not hear word that he has gone into oblivion or into some very funny life. Mr. Speaker, I'll take this chance again to wish him all the best. Mr. Lekulo, as you proceed.
Wangari.
Asante sana, Bwana Spika. Hata mimi niunge wenzangu mkono kwa kumpa mkono wa buriani na mkono wa kumuaga katika kazi yake ya bunge, Bwana Lekulo. Bwana Spika, ni vizuri sana tuweze kumsherehekea kama mpambe mkuu, sababu ameweza kufanya kazi yake vizuri. Sisi wengi hatukujua hata ametoka jamii ya Elmolo, sababu hakuwa anaangalia watu kulingana na mahali wametoka. Alikuwa anaweza kutuhudumia sisi wote, uwe kabila gani ama gani. Na Bwana Spika, nataka nikushukuru sana na katibu wa bunge hili, sababu mmeweza kumpea heshima yake na msafara wake wa mwisho na kuweza kubeba hata siwa ambayo ni siwa ambayo tunaitumikia hapa, siwa Mamezi, Bwana Spika. Na Bwana Spika, nikiangalia jamii yake pale juu, nafikiri bibi yake ama mke wake anaweza kupitia tabasamu sasa, sababu pia wataweza kurudishiwa baba yao na mume wake kiasi. Haijaisha jameni. Sababu Bwana Spika, kazi ya kukua mpambe mkuu katika bunge si rahisi. Hawa wabunge wametoka utamaduni tofauti, wametoka mahali tofauti, na wanampigia simu mpaka saa 6 wakati kuna jambo la usalama, lakini sasa wataweza kurudi kwa jamii yake na aweze kukaa na watoto wake, na vile vile aweze kuenjoy ama kuweza kusherehekea kustaafu kwake. Bwana Spika, ninamuomba pia na naunga mkono wa viongozi wetu wa bunge, ikipatikana nafasi nyingine apewe kazi ambayo sasa sio ngumu kama ile alikuwa nayo, lakini ikuwe ni kazi ambayo itampea nafasi ya kuhudumia pia jamii yake, na tunamuombea maisha mrefu na tunamuombea Mola aweze kumzawadia kwa kazi ambayo amefanya kwa umma. Asante Bwana Spika.
Korere. Mother, well done.
Nashukuru Mheshimiwa Spika. Mheshimiwa Spika, naungana na wenzangu ambaye wamemlimbikizia sifa huyu Bwana Lekulo. Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi nilimjua Lekulo kabla kuingia kwenye hii bunge, alipokuwa mkuu wa tarafa ya Mgogodo ambayo makao yake makuu iko katika Doldol. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, tangu nimjue hadi leo amekuwa ni mtu mwenye nidhamu na bidii ya hali ya juu. Mheshimiwa Spika, japokuwa ametoka katika jamii ndogo zaidi katika nchi hii ambaye inaitwa Elmolo, ambaye henda ikawa wengine wetu hapa hawajui kuhusu jamii ya Elmolo, huyu Lekulo ameonesha ukakamavu na uadilifu ambaye haina kila mtu. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, si kawaida kuona ama si jambo la kawaida kufanya kazi hadi ukastaafu ukiwa na sifa zako jinsi ulivyoingia. Huyu bwana ameweza kuhudumia bunge hili bila kulalamika, bila kuchoka, na bila shaka Mheshimiwa Spika, hata anapostaafu jamaa huyu anaonekana mwenye afya, anaonekana ambaye Mwenyezi Mungu amemuhifadhi. Na mimi naomba nchi hii yetu ya Kenya, kuna pahala ambaye Lekulo anaendelea kuhudumia nchi hii. Na Mheshimiwa Spika, hata bunge hili ningekuomba mahala ambapo ametoka Lekulo, tuhakikishe wanapoandika wafanyikazi wengine wa bunge hii, tuweze kupata watu wengine kutoka kwa jamii ya Elmolo na kwa jamii ya wale walio wachache katika nchi hii. Kwa hivyo Mheshimiwa Spika, tunapomuaga tunashukuru sana familia yake kwa kumpa nguvu, kwa kusimama na yeye.
Thank you, Sarah. Honorable members, will end here on Lekulo. I want to confirm to all of you that Lekulo's file is blemishless. He has never received a caution or a warning or a complaint from any member of staff for the years he has served this parliament. A man with a soft voice but a strong message. A man who dedicated his life ensuring that you are safe. I know some members, one or two, who once in a while have walked through with their firearms, and Lekulo has politely told them that they are out of order. One member defied him. Lekulo walked to my office and told him, I don't want to humiliate a member of parliament. There's a member who is not obeying the rules. And I called the member and told him, even if you feel unsafe, not among your colleagues here. You don't have to spot a gun in the precincts of parliament. That is the Lekulo we are bidding farewell. A great man, a great Kenyan, and above all, a man from one of our smallest and least talked about and least appreciated communities, living on the shores of Lake Turkana, fishing, battling crocodiles, but emerged from there to become a teacher, a DO, and your chief sergeant at arms. He deserves a round of applause. Merely, what is it? I was winding up the summation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker said you should have given me an opportunity to also acknowledge him, because I also battled the crocodiles as a fisherwoman. But otherwise, I just wish to say that he has served us with distinction.
But we'll give you the benefit of doubt.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. In this life, you have to find ways of surviving. If you have not been given a chance, you must find a way of squeezing your way in. But I just want to thank Mr. Lekulo for serving us with the distinction. It is not easy to deal with members of parliament. Each of us here predominantly choleric by nature, with very huge egos from here to Timbuktu, but he's been able to manage very well. I wish you all the best, and I wish, may God give you all the blessings.
Yes, Jeanette.
Mr. Speaker, I didn't want to interrupt I have interrupted my whip because, Mr. Speaker, she is acknowledging and accepting that it is very difficult to deal with members of parliament, especially when you are dealing with Honorable Millie of the Yambo. And I remember a time here, Mr. Speaker, when Millie was almost removing everything, if it was not Lekulo.
Mr. Speaker, let me respond to Honorable Junet Mohamed. Mr. Speaker, I'm usually very difficult to deal with because I'm a bad girl. But more recently, especially if you are in the broad-based government, as we are dealing with the, ODM and the other, the UDA, we are in a broad-based arrangement. Mr. Speaker, this is the most difficult thing to deal with in life. Because I'm swimming in very unfamiliar waters. Me, I know how to twanga. Mr. Speaker, hii ni ngumu. But I'm learning. Hii ni maisha mangumu sana. Sorry for mixing, but I'm learning. I'm learning to swim katikati kidogo.
Keep it to Lekulo.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, at least when you give me to appreciate Mr. Lekulo, at least that is waters I can swim very nicely around. And I just want to thank you because you have served this parliament with distinction. And as Honorable Junet says very correctly, that most members, because by nature we are predominantly choleric for those who understand personalities. And because of that, we are very difficult. Even when we are the ones who are on the wrong, we insist we are on the right. So I just wish to, pray for God's blessings. You are retired but not tired, so continue serving humanity. And welcome still to Parliament, offering advisory for the others who will take over. Thank you.
I wanted to close here. Yes, Wambichomba, 1 minute. Milemba, 1 minute. I want to close here. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, thank you for appreciating that I should say something. And I was just wondering, we have had very many national accolades and national awards that we have given to outstanding members of public service. It is my recommendation that, Mr. Speaker, with your permission, because we don't have a Speaker's Award, we recommend the retiring major, the wonderful worker, to get a national recognition and acknowledgement by the government of Kenya.
He has one already.
We would want to recommend that he get another one for handling Millie Odhiambo and Gathoni wa Mushomba in this house.
Milemba, 1 minute. I want to close here.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. In the early times of the 80s and 70s, the national schools were very few, and Gabatula was one of them. And Mr. Lekulo, now retiring, was a teacher at Gabatula. It was one of the schools you'd hardly get a chance to teach in. And he is an epitome of how teachers can rise through the ranks. He epitomizes the future of teachers, having led the way as the earliest teacher from a school to parliament to a chief sergeant at arms. We want to wish him well as he goes back to home, and we hope he will continue doing a good service for the community, which is hardly 1,400 people if you look at the census of 2019, but the real Molos are just about 500, and they face serious challenge of being assimilated by the Samburu and the Turkana. This is a community that needs to be protected. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I wish you very well, Brother Lekulo.
Thank you, Honorable Members. Let's end there. And Honorable Lekulo, we wish you well, and we hope that you'll have an opportunity to serve this country in other capacities. And Majority Leader Kimani Ichung'wah, in diplomacy we say you can go and whisper into the right ears on behalf of Mr. Lekulo so that he can be able to be accommodated beyond here. And I want to encourage the managers of this parliament, starting with myself, that this parliament is not for any exclusive communities. It is for all of us as Kenyans. And Lekulo has been the only El Molo has been the only one. Parliament should find a way of accommodating some of our very, very minor communities. I would want to see a Makonde here. I want to see an Elimolo here. I would want to see a Pemba here. I want to see the Shonas here. There's Shonas who fled from Zimbabwe and settled somewhere in Kabete, in Kino. We want to see those people represent. The Subas are many here. You are here, Karolo Mondi is here. We have Nyamita here. We have Zijui. You are many. And the Minister for Finance of the country is a Suba. You are not marginalized in any way. Professor Jaldeza.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 259D3, and on behalf of myself and the people of Moyale constituency, I wish to extend my heartfelt condolences to the family, friends, and the people of Isiolo County on the passing on of the late Honorable Mohamed Dubi Bidu of Isiolo South constituency. His demise is a profound loss not only to the family and constituents, but also to the nation at large. Honorable Speaker, the late Honorable Dubi was an outstanding parliamentarian who served his country with great honor and distinction in various capacities, including as county clerk, county council clerk in Isiolo and Narok, as the first Speaker of the Isiolo County Assembly. He was a humble leader and a principled statesman and a true defender of the rights and welfare of his people. In the National Assembly, he distinguished himself through wisdom, courage, and unwavering commitment to public service. His calm demeanor and firm dedication earned him deep respect across the political divide. Mr. Speaker, you saw the multitude of people who came to witness his laying down. Honorable Speaker, allow me also to express our sincere appreciation to the medical team at the Nairobi Hospital, who took care of him with diligence and compassion, going beyond the call of duty. On behalf of the family, I wish to convey our gratitude to the entire parliamentary staff who responded swiftly and ensured that the late Honorable Dubi received the dignity and respect befitting his service to the nation. The parliamentary staff actually took over the security at Nairobi Hospital on that event day. Honorable Speaker, I further wish to thank the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Moses Wetangula, for his exemplary leadership, including personally attending the burial and standing family with the family and the community during their moment of grief. The people of Isiolo South and the wider community remain deeply grateful. I also acknowledge the more than 20 members of this House who attended the funeral and conveyed their condolences to the bereaved family. Honorable Speaker, as we mourn his passing, we also celebrate a life of purpose, integrity, and service. May the Almighty grant comfort to his family. May the legacy of the late Honorable Mohamed Dubi continue to inspire all of us in the service of the nation. Mr. Speaker, I want to announce to the House that the Isiolo community have actually endorsed his son to take over the leadership of the constituency. So his son is being prepared. Anytime it's done, he will be unopposed in the constituency. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Mumina, you have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I rise today with a very heavy heart to join this House and the people of Kenya in mourning a colleague, a brother, and a committed servant of the people, the late Honorable Mohamed Dubi Bidu. His passing has created a deep emptiness, not only in Isiolo South, but also here in this House where he served with dignity and humility. Honorable Speaker, Hon Dubi Bidu was a man who carried the dreams of his people with sincerity and courage. He believed in service that lifts others and in leadership rooted in compassion and fairness. He never sought the spotlight. Instead, he allowed his work to speak for him and spoke loudly. Honorable Speaker, one of his greatest gifts to his community was in the field of education. He firmly believed that every child deserves a chance and that poverty should never close the door to learning. Under his leadership, all high school students in Isiolo South accessed free education. Many children who might have dropped out are today in classrooms because of his efforts. He strengthened the school infrastructure, supported learning programs, and ensured that no child was left behind. For him, education was not just a government function, it was a personal mission and a promise to the next generation. Before joining this House, Honorable Dubi served as a first Speaker of Isiolo County Assembly. This was a historic role, and he approached it with wisdom and calmness. He provided order where there was uncertainty and direction where the path was new. The foundation he laid continues to guide Isiolo County today. He helped shape devolution at its birth, and its impact will be felt for many years to come. In this House, Honorable Dubi himself carried himself with grace, and when he spoke, he did so with purpose, clarity, and a deep sense of responsibility to his people. Honorable Speaker, we will remember him as a humble man, a principled man, and a man who served with his heart. Isiolo South has lost a father figure, Kenya has lost a true patriot, and we, his colleagues, have lost a brother whose kindness, wisdom, and warmth we deeply cherished. Honorable Speaker, I extend sincere condolences to his family, to the people of Isiolo South, and to all who had the privilege of working alongside him. May they find strength during this difficult time. May the good deeds of Honorable Dubi continue to shine through the lives of those who he uplifted. May his soul rest in perfect and eternal peace. Thank you.
Member for Lagdera.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for giving the opportunity to eulogize and mourn a great friend, a neighbor, and a peaceful man. Mr. Speaker, I also thank you for being with us during the burial. We were there with you. You went to see the family, you spoke to the family, and the people of Seoul, I think, appreciated that. Secondly, Mr. Speaker, I and Honorable Dubi are neighbors. We have almost 100-kilometer neighbor. I mean, we have 100-kilometer border between Seoul South and Lagdera. And the 3 years we were in this parliament, we did something that could not happen the last 20 years. To make our people, the people of Lagdera and the Seoul South, to coexist peacefully. I think before we came in as parliament, I didn't know Mr. Dubi, but our families were friends. We used to live together at a place called Garbatula. But when we came in, we sat together and said that we should not have no more bloodshed along our border. We sat and we did something that could not happen for 20 good years. There was no peace along that border. Now people coexist, they live together, they share the grazing lands, they share watering points, and what I can say is that, Mr. Dubi, for people of Lagdera and people of Seoul South, it was a beacon of hope and was a beacon of peace. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable members, will you now be upstanding in honor of Honorable Bidu? And like I did say, I represented all of you at the burial. May his soul rest in eternal peace. Amen. Take your seats. Kainan, take your seat and continue talking to your colleague from a seated position. Other members on their feet, take your seats. The member consumed in a conversation with Mama Machakos, take your seat. Yes, Nguna. Kandie, take your seat. Honorable members, our communication. Honorable members, our communication on the State of the Nation address to Parliament by His Excellency the President of the Republic. Honorable members, Standing Order 42.1 relating to messages from the President provides that the Speaker, and I quote, shall read to the House any message from the President delivered to the Speaker for communication to the House. In this regard, I wish to inform the House that I received a message from His Excellency the President conveying that he intends to deliver the 13th State of the Nation Address 2025 to Parliament pursuant to Article 132.1 of the Constitution on Thursday, 20th November 2025. Honorable members, Article 132.1b and c of the Constitution states, and I quote, the President shall address a special sitting of Parliament once every year and may address Parliament at any other time. C, once every year, report in an address to the nation on all the measures taken and progress achieved in the realization of the national values referred to in Article 10 of the Constitution. 2, publish in the Gazette the details of the measures and progress under subparagraph 1, and 3, submit a report for debate to the National Assembly on the progress made in fulfilling the international obligations of the Republic. Honourable members, in accordance with the above provisions of the Constitution and Standing Order 22.2, I wish to notify all members that a special sitting of Parliament will take place on Thursday, 20th November 2025 at 2:30 p.m. in the National Assembly Main Chamber Parliament buildings. A notification of the special sitting has since been published in the Kenya Gazette, notice number 16519 of 12th November 2025, and indeed, as also notified by way of a newspaper notification published on 12th November 2025, for the information of members and the general public. I am aware that the offices of the clerks of the Houses of Parliament have commenced preparations for the day, and further logistical details will be communicated to members in due course. I thank you. Honourable members, the next issue is the issue on quorum of the House during reporting of 3 bills. Honourable members, it has been brought to my attention that during the reporting of the consideration of 3 bills by the Committee of the Whole House on Thursday, 13th November 2025, various claims arose as to whether a quorum of the House was present. Honourable members, Article 121A of the Constitution sets the quorum of the House at any given time at 50 members. The requirement is replicated as Standing Order 34 of the National Assembly Standing Orders. As per parliamentary practice and precedent, when presiding over the House, the Speaker has no eyes to see or ears to hear. As such, if a claim is made after the commencement of a sitting that a quorum is not present, our Standing Order 35 requires the Speaker to ascertain and pronounce the actual number of members in the House. The Standing Order proceeds to guide on the steps to be taken where a quorum is not present. Honourable members, I have perused the Hansard of the proceedings of the sitting in question and note that there is no indication of whether the claims relating to quorum were addressed at that time. There is an undeniable link between the quorum of the House and the conduct of its proceedings and decisions. Consequently, I must give the benefit of the doubt that there has been raised to the members who raised an objection. I have therefore instructed the clerk to prepare a supplementary order paper for today's sitting to address that anomaly, which has also been approved by the House Business Committee. Honourable members will note from the supplementary order paper that order number 8, 9, 10, and 11 relate to the consideration of the 3 bills. In relation to the Government-Owned Enterprise Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025, I have received a request for recommittal of specific clauses of the bill. This shall be considered in the usual manner as provided in the standing orders. The request has nothing to do with the proceedings of the day. The request is from the Majority Leader to recommit. Honourable members, arising from the same proceedings of Thursday, 13th November 2025, I have received a representation from the Honourable Robert Mbui, CBS MP, and the Honourable Julius Mawathe MP appealing against their suspension. In principle, the 2 members are inviting the Speaker to consider whether the provisions of Standing Order 107A, grossly disorderly conduct, were fairly exercised. The Standing Order provides that a member commits an act of gross disorderly conduct if the member attempts to or remove the mess from its place in the chamber. Standing Order 107A3 provides that the Speaker may call a member whose conduct is grossly disorderly to order and order the member to withdraw immediately from the presence of the National Assembly for a minimum of 5 days and a maximum of 28 days, including the day of suspension. The established practice in Commonwealth parliamentary jurisdictions, honourable members, and indeed in our Parliament, is that whenever an appeal is lodged against the action of a presiding officer, the officer who was presiding has the prerogative to certify himself or herself on the merits of the appeal. I am not inclined to depart from this practice and will therefore not comment further on the matter other than to say that I've looked at the CCTV footage, and indeed, the honorable member actually interfered with the mess, and my able deputy speaker meted the lowest and the least punishment provided for that offense. 5 days is the least, 28 days is the maximum. And if you want to be more drastic, the leadership of the House can also be invited to name the member. She exercised her discretion and provided the most lenient of punishments in the matter of that offense of the day. The House will therefore proceed as guided and as contained in the supplementary order paper in circulation. Thank you. Next. Members, with the statements, we will dispose of orders number 8, number 9, number 10, and 11 before we come to the statements.
Order number 8, report of Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Capital Markets Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2025, question to be put in that reading.
Order, members. I need that. Yes, of course. Yeah, I'll use this. Then you give me that. Order, members. Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 8, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Capital Markets Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2025. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Capital Markets Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2025, be now read a third time. And I also request the Honorable Cynthia Muge to second.
Cynthia?
I second.
I beg to second. For the record, I beg to second.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to second.
Thank you. Honorable members, I propose the question, which is that the Capital Markets Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2025, be now read a third time. I put the question. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the Capital Markets Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 30 of 2025, be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to amend the Capital Markets Act. Order number 9, motion, report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2025. Question to be put and third reading.
Honorable members, I now put the question on order number 9, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2025. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to move that the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2025, be now read a third time. And I also request the Honorable Member for Mwea, the Honorable Mary Maingi, to second.
She's walking out. Mary Maingi.
Give me the mic. Honorable Speaker, I beg to second.
Do you know what you are seconding?
That the bill be read at that time.
Honorable members, Order. Order, members. Take your seats. And Mary Maengi, you have made a very big mistake by just crossing the aisle. Can you go to the bar, bow, and then cross the floor? Excellent. Now you can take your seat on the side you want. Thank you, honorable members. I now propose the question, which is that the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2025, be now read a third time. I put the question. Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Repeal Bill, National Assembly Bill number 18 of 2025, be now read a third time. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
A bill for an act of parliament to repeal the Provisional Collection of Taxes and Duties Act and for connected purposes. Order number 10, motion. Report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025. Question to be put.
Honorable members, I'll now put the question at order number 10, which is that this House do agree with the report of the Committee of the Whole House on its consideration of the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025, subject to recommittal of the first schedule to the bill. As members of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, will you now be upstanding? Order be upstanding. We'll now go to the Committee of the Whole House to deal with the recommitted one clause.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Honorable members, we will now consider the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025, which is dealing with the recommittal of the first schedule to the bill.
First schedule.
Honorable members, I propose the question that the schedule be the schedule of the bill. Mover?
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the first schedule be amended as it is on the order paper. Honorable Speaker, this is just to amend the schedule, to remove from the schedule Kenya Pipeline Company, which is already undergoing privatization, therefore can be categorized as part of the government-owned enterprises. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, honorable members, I propose the question that the schedule be amended as proposed.
Put the question.
Honorable members, I now put the question that the schedule be amended as proposed. Will as many as of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, I now put the question that the schedule as amended be the schedule of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Okay, Honorable, the mover, please. Move reporting.
Honorable Chairperson, I beg to move that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill of 2025, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025, and its approval thereof with amendments.
Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that the committee do report to the House its consideration of the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill 2025, National Assembly Bills number 40 of 2025, and its approval thereof with amendments. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Honorable members, Mr. Speaker,
we must thank Honorable Kaluma for his enthusiasm. Yes. Well done, Kaluma. Yes, mover. The chair of the committee. Sorry.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to report that the Committee of the Whole House has considered the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill 2025, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025, and approved the same with amendments.
Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the House do agree with the committee in the said report, and also request the Honorable Rebecca Tongei to second the motion for agreement with the report of the Committee of the Whole House.
I second, Honorable Speaker.
I beg to second.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to second. Thank you.
Thank you, honorable members. I now propose the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. I put the question. I now put the question, which is that the House do agree with the committee in the said report. As many as of that opinion say aye. Aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Mover.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that the Government-Owned Enterprises Bill of 2025, National Assembly Bill number 40 of 2025 be now read a third time, and also request the Honorable Irene Mayaka to second.
Mayaka.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I second.
I beg to second.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I beg to second.
Yes, Oundo, what is out of order? I have not proposed the question, Oundo. What guidance are you looking for?
Honorable Speaker, it's just a matter of procedure, and this we have raised in this House severally and numerous times, and unfortunately our voices have never been heard. And Honorable Speaker, I want to address you on two issues. Number one, when we were in Naivasha in February, we entered into a gentleman and woman agreement that in no single time shall we ever disrupt the Parliament, the sitting of the National Assembly, on account of quorum when there is serious business to be conducted. We agree that, Honorable Speaker. And we also agreed in a reciprocal way, Honorable Speaker,
that whoever sits on the floor, on the chair at any given time will also be courteous enough and listen to the voices and concerns of the members of parliament who are here. Truth be told, Honorable Speaker, many times I sit here all the time. I have restrained myself from calling the quorum bell when we do not even have numbers, out of due respect for you. But Honorable Speaker, the way now we are moving at this stage, we might have no choice but to break that gentleman's agreement. Second, Honorable Speaker, the standing order clearly indicates that the order of the day will be published 12 hours before the sitting of the House. And I want to draw on the issue of public-owned, the government-owned enterprises. The order paper that was published on Wednesday evening did not contain committee of the whole House. So generally, most of us went to undertake other business. Yours truly, the Speaker, you went to witness the interment of our colleague. Many of us went to Mombasa to deal with other parliamentary businesses and also other matters, only to be ambushed late at around 1:30 or 2:30 or 3, we see circulating as a supplementary order paper containing details for the committee of the whole House. Honorable Speaker, this we want to refer to you, I want to term it, is the legislation by ambush. This can't happen, Speaker. We beseech you and we beg you, as a parliament, let's hold that long-held tradition. We were in the House of Commons. I think we were some of us, Dawood and the honorable lady, the honorable MP from Laikipia. And the order paper, Honorable Speaker, is published early enough and never changes unless there are exigencies of a call of duty that allows. And I showed the clerk when we were traveling with him from London. That is the kind of tradition that we want to have, Honorable Speaker. I know it's your prerogative. I cannot interfere with it. But also just listen to us that Parliament must be held in its esteem and its honor. I raise my case, Honorable Speaker.
Not afford the 6,900 shillings that is the minimum premium for SHA, Mr. Speaker. I also suggest that on the first visit of pregnant women in any clinic, they are onboarded on SHA.
Senator Morgan.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to make a comment on the statement that has been brought by Senator Mwenda Gatai. Mr. Speaker, it is really sad that over 50 years after this country attained independence, we are still debating a matter of children, newborn babies being detained in hospitals. Mr. Speaker, when we got independence, we were assured that we will ensure that our population will get quality health care, they will get access to water, education, etc. Mr. Speaker, this is a matter that should capture the attention of the government, Mr. Speaker. You know, babies are like angels. They are innocent, Mr. Speaker. So when you have a baby being born and then detained in hospital, we look like we are heartless, like we are a society that does not care at all, Mr. Speaker. Even if the mothers have not registered, there should be an arrangement where the government can write off bills. It's just welcoming a citizen, Mr. Speaker. We cannot have any justification whatsoever, Mr. Speaker, why we should detain newly born babies in hospitals. This is totally unacceptable. And Mr. Speaker, sir, if we are serious that we want to move from being a third world country to a first world country, these are the yardsticks that will be used to measure whether we are really migrating, moving towards being a first world country. How can you be a first world country, Mr. Speaker, when newly born babies are being detained in hospitals simply because their mothers cannot meet the medical expenses and the government cannot step in to pay for their medical bills. I want to appeal to the president because the buck stops with him. We need to put in place measures, Madam Speaker. At times it's good to own up. If Linda Mama was serving our mothers, why are we replacing it with something that is not working, Mr. Speaker? Let's own up in the best interest of our newly born babies. We reinstate Linda Mama, Mr. Speaker, so that our mothers can be welcomed to a country called Kenya without any pain or suffering. I support, Madam, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Mandago.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, allow me first to comment on the statement sought by Okia Mtata on maintenance of roads on sugar belts in this country, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, with the reinvention of sugar levy, we expect that farmers in those regions should not suffer transporting their produce to factories, transporting fertilizer to their farms, when levies are being collected for the same purpose, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the only comment I want to make on this statement is that county governments should not overlap that responsibility by doing the same roads sugar levy funds are being applied to, Honorable Speaker. This is where funds are being lost by repetition of the work that has already been done, Honorable Speaker, and funds are lost. Honorable Speaker, I also want to comment on the statement by the Senator for Tharaka-Nithi, Senator Mwenda Gataya, on the issue of mothers, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I think this is a matter we really have to do a lot of sensitization. And our biggest and our weakest link in the rollout of UHC is actually county governments. Honorable Speaker, no mother, whether teenage or old enough, should be denied service or be detained in an hospital for failure to pay hospital bills. Honorable Speaker, our county governors, I really don't understand whether they are not reading the law that we passed in this House, or they have just abdicated their responsibility to people who have no capacity to deliver on it, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, all mothers who go to deliver in facilities, whether public or private, are supposed to be enrolled on SHIF. Honorable Speaker, SHIF does not require you to have an ID. A birth certificate is sufficient for you to be registered as a mother and to deliver in that facility, to even be carried out as cesarean delivery, to be treated, discharged. And the only thing that facility is supposed to do is to bill SHIF on the cost they have spent on delivering that matter, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I get surprised when my colleagues want to take us to Linda Mama. You know, a lazy person would always want to remain in a comfortable place. What we must understand is that we cannot replace a comprehensive healthcare system by a sectional cover, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, if you are given an option to choose between a comprehensive insurance cover and a third party, Honorable Speaker,
I'll give you 1 minute because you are the chair of health to finish that statement.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. So I would want to ask my colleagues that for us to move, and when I hear people make reference to this is what we played in 1963, the reason we have never moved forward, we have never had a courageous president who would want to deliver a comprehensive health care like what we have today, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, county governments must do their bits. They must allow mothers to deliver free of charge. Let them bill SHIF. Parliament allocated 13 billion for SHIF. Why are they not utilizing those funds? It is just the usual laziness that they are used to it, and that is why even USC workers, they are unable to confirm even when they have the money. We cannot keep blaming national government and the president. Governors must work up, Honorable Speaker. And I'm wondering what is happening in this Senate. When I was a governor, we used to be harassed left, right, and center. There used to be a Sky team. What is happening these days is that it looks like Senate is not doing their work. I am part of it, but pick and pack, the ones who are dealing with the funds for Shiva are not doing much. Pura kabisa. And Nairobi has the highest number of senators who should go. I have not finished my 1 minute, Madam Speaker.
Senator Madago, your minute is gone, and once you choose to use English, use English. Senator Derito John Kenywa, Laikipia.
Asante Bwana Spika. Bi Spika, nataka kuchukua fursa hii kuchangia taarifa iliyoletwa na Senator wa Kiambu, Senator Karungo Dhangwa. Bi Spika, ni uchungu wa Kenya wanapokuwa wameenda katika nchi za uraibuni kufanya kazi. Hatimaye unapata serikali ambayo inapaswa kuwachunga, kwa sababu walipotoka hapa walitoka ikiwa serikali ya stakabadhi zao zimekaguliwa vizuri na wamepewa fursa ya kwenda pale. Lakini wakifika huko, balozi zetu hazishughulikii mambo hayo. Tunaongea haya kwa sababu Saudi Arabia kuna msichana wa kutoka Nanyuki ambaye anaitwa Josephine Wanjiro Mombi, ametoka Majengo. Bwana Spika, Bi Spika, yule mwanadada anaishi hali ya uchochole. Balozi haimsaidii chochote. Nakumbuka Karungo wa Dhangwa alipotembea huko na yuko wale ambao walimzungusha katika zile sehemu kumuonyesha vile Wakenya wanavyopitia katika hali ya mateso. Bi Spika, tunapoongea na wewe, baadhi yao waliomuzungusha tayari wameshikwa na wanastakiwa, Bwana Spika, kwa sababu ya kuleta hii taarifa, kwa sababu ya kuwazungusha, na ndipo ameleta hii taarifa. Kwa hivyo ningelipenda Bi Spika umwambie Senator wa Nandi, kwa sababu nimemsikiza akisema ya kwamba ataongea na waziri moja kwa moja, waziri wa mambo ya nje. Ataongeaje na waziri wa mambo ya nje ilhali ripoti hii imeletwa hapa kwa sababu ya kamati ifuatilie? Mimi najua hata si mwanakamati wa kamati ile, lakini huku kujigamba na kujipendekeza, Bwana Spika, hakuna haja, Bwana Spika. Bi Spika, nikiendelea, Bi Spika, ningependa kusema ya kwamba
Senator Cherarigai, what's your point of order? Senator, can you resume your seat?
Mheshimiwa Spika, nasimama kwa order ya kanuni ya kudumu 105 na Mheshimiwa Spika, na sehemu ya katiba ya uongozi na haki ama leadership and integrity. Nataka nimuulize Mheshimiwa Senator Kinywa aombe msamaha na aondoe katika taarifa ya bunge la Seneti kusema kuwa sina uwezo wa kuongea na Mheshimiwa Musalia ambaye ni waziri wa masuala ya nchi za kigeni kuhusiana na swala hili. Ili yale mimi ni kiongozi ambaye nimechaguliwa na watu wa Nandi, na pia wengi wao pia wanafanya kazi huko ugaibuni. Mheshimiwa Spika, itakuwa ni bora kweli aseme hivyo? Na mimi ni Mheshimiwa Spika, mimi ambaye naheshimika kama kiongozi wa kitaifa, pia aombe msamaha na andoe katika taarifa ya bunge la Seneti. Mheshimiwa Spika.
Senator Kenywa, can you now respond to that point of order by demonstrating how Senator Cherarigai cannot speak to the Senator for Foreign Affairs?
Bi Spika, nimesema vizuri sana ya kwamba Senator Cherarigai alisema ya kwamba atalizungumzia hilo swala. Yule aliandika hiyo ripoti hakumletea ripoti kwake. Imeandikiwa vizuri kulingana na ripoti yenyewe, imeandikiwa kamati, na yeye si mwana kamati, Bwana Spika. Bi Spika, kama ingelikuwa ni hivyo, hata kiongozi wa wengi tungekuwa tukiletea kiongozi wa wengi hizi taarifa, kwa sababu najua anaweza kuongea moja kwa moja na waziri, anaweza kuongea moja kwa moja na rais. Bwana Bi Spika, sisemi hawezi kuongea, lakini vile alivyo jigamba na kujivuna, hilo swala ataliongea na alimalize. Hilo naona ni kejeli kwetu. Bi Spika, sijamaliza.
Senator Kenywa, can you proceed and finish your 1 minute? What's your Senator Eddie, resume your seat.
Madam Speaker, just under 105, I just wanted clarity. There are people that the Senator for Laikipia has indicated that in association to bring this particular statement to the House, have been arrested. I want to know who are these people, what are their names, and what is the accusation for their arrest. And because you cannot prosecute this matter when some people are going to suffer being arrested for bringing such an important issue here. who are these people, what are their names, and what is the accusation? And how can this House, or rather the committee that has been tasked with this issue, be able to help?
Senator Kenywa, that's an important substantiation you need to make. Otherwise, if you cannot substantiate to give the details of the persons who are going to be arrested, you will withdraw and apologize. That's
Bi Speaker, nitaleta majina yao na vile vile ni akina nani wa Juma Alhamisi, Bi Speaker, ukinikubalia. Kwa sababu hata mimi inanisumbua zaidi kwa sababu yule mwanadada aliye na shida katika Saudi Arabia ametoka Laikipia Majengo, Bi Speaker.
Now, Senator Kenywa, you will bring those names by tomorrow, the next session.
Thank you, I'll do that.
Proceed and finish.
Bi Speaker, kuna hii taarifa ambayo imeletwa na Senator wa Tharaka Nithi. Bi Speaker, ni kinaya kwa sababu tunaambiwa kila wakati ya kwamba SHA inafanya kazi. Itakuwaje tena hawa watoto wamefungiwa katika hospitali zetu? Bi Speaker, hili ni jambo la kuvunja moyo sana kwa sababu ikumbuke vizuri ya kwamba Linda Mama ilichunga hawa watoto. Hakuna mzazi yeyote alitisha pesa alipotoka katika hospitali zetu. Bi Speaker, kile kinanisumbua zaidi ni ya kwamba unapata ya kwamba badala ya Linda Mama tumeleta Linda Ng'ombe, kwa sababu nakumbuka juzi Laikipia tulikuwa tukidunga ng'ombe ilhali wa mama hatuwashughulikii. Kwa hivyo bwana Speaker, Bi Speaker, hili ni kinaya. Ukiangalia hospitali nyingi, nimekuwa nikisikiza maaskofu wakiongea. Maaskofu wa Katoliki nikimsikiza Muheri Anyoro waliongea vile SHA inavyosumbua wagonjwa, si hawa tu wa mama wajawazito ambao wanajifungua, lakini wagonjwa wengi, kwa sababu SHA hailipi hizi hospitali zetu. Ukienda hospitali kama ya Consolata, hospitali ya Kijabi, hospitali ya Chogori.
Time up, Senator Kenywa. And indeed, your submissions were going off the point because we were on Linda Mama. I don't know how you've brought in Linda Ng'ombe. There is no connection between the two. Senator, I have given you direction on that issue. That's a very important issue on Linda Mama. Proceed, Senator Dhangwa, Paul Karungo, Kiambu County.
Thank you very much. I never contributed, and thank you for trying to become a prefect. Madam Speaker, I wish to support a statement by Senator Mofire. And Senator Mofire's request for a statement just falls short of saying SHA is not working. Because, Madam Speaker, when we detain children in hospitals, that shows both the county government of this accused county and the national government are not working, Madam Speaker. And this brings the issue. No one is safe, Madam Speaker. The unborn are not safe. The newborns are not safe. When they are born in their counties, they are not safe. When they are born abroad, like the issue of Saudi Arabia, they are not safe, Madam Speaker. But again, I think even the old ones are not safe, Madam Speaker, because we saw the other day the party leader for ODM expectorating a piece of cake, Madam Speaker, after getting a bite from the president. Madam Speaker, spitting out a piece of cake. So it tells you that no one is safe in this country. And if we never speak about it, Madam Speaker, there will be a problem, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker.
Senator Eddie, what's your point of order? Senator Karungo, resume your seat.
Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the party leader of ODM, the wisest party leader now existing in the country with a lot of experience, is a member of this house. It's a senator that represents the Siaya County, Madam Speaker. More importantly, is a man of valor, virtue, and value, Madam Speaker. I did not see Honorable Karungo Wathangwa anywhere in Mombasa. So that is it in order to impute improper motive in the persona of the party leader of ODM, who is a member of this house, and especially when he's not even here, Madam Speaker. Is it in order? I wish that he withdraws the comment he has made on the party leader of ODM and apologize to him as a member of this House, Madam Speaker.
Senator Karungo Dhangwa, you know the rules by the standing order. Can you withdraw that statement?
Madam Speaker, as it has been said before, you cannot substantiate or withdraw the obvious. The event, despite the fact that, Madam Speaker, if I may speak, if I can be given an opportunity,
Senator Karungo
the
Dhangwa,
event.
Senator Karungo Dhangwa, I have given you direction because you know the rules. You cannot discuss a member of the House in their absence without a substantive motion. Can you withdraw and apologize?
Madam Speaker, I am not talking about a member. I'm talking about the party leader of ODM. And Madam Speaker, it is in camera, it is on video.
Senator Karungo Dhangwa, order, Senator Karungo Dhangwa. I have given you direction on that issue, specific. Can you proceed to withdraw and apologize so that we can proceed?
Madam Speaker, I want to withdraw the statement that the party leader of ODM spit a cake that he was eating by saying he never swallowed it, Madam Speaker. So thank you very much, Madam Speaker. I withdraw and apologize.
Senator
It's done. I withdraw
Dhangwa, what is your point of order, Senator Chiradige?
Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, sorry. You know, we should be stickler of our own rules. Standing Order 122, you have made a ruling. You have even been gracious, Madam Speaker. You have tried to even beg him to apologize. Madam Speaker, Standing Order 122, gross disorderly conduct. And he has even made further worse by asserting that the distinguished Senator of Siaya and the most revered ODM party leader, Senator Oburu Odinga, went ahead and spit the cake. Yet he was not there. Madam Speaker, I want to invite you to a Standing Order 122, gross disorderly conduct. A senator commits an act of gross disorderly conduct if the senator defies a ruling or direction of the Speaker or chairperson of the committee. Madam Speaker, I want to invite you to throw out the Amunyora Deheran so that he can go and say those things in public rallies, not on the floor of this House, Madam Speaker.
Senator Chiradige, I believe Senator Karungo Dhangwa has withdrawn that statement and apologized because he knows the statement he is quoting. He's out of order. He didn't have the substantiation.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker.
Senator Dhangwa, your time is up.
I didn't say anything, Madam Speaker. I didn't say anything, Madam Speaker.
Just resume your seat. Senator Mariam Sheikh, take the floor. Sit. Senator Dhangwa, resume your seat. You are out of order now. Senator Dhangwa, you are out of order. You are out of order. That is the first warning, Senator Dhangwa. Senator Dhangwa, Senator Karungo Dhangwa, can you withdraw? I now order you to withdraw from Senate for the rest of the day. Exit. Exit. Sergeant at arms, let him exit from the precincts of Parliament for the rest of the day. Senator Mariam.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, thank you for giving me this opportunity. Madam Speaker, I wanted to add also my voice on the statement raised by Senator Tharaka-Nithi County, Madam Speaker, on the issue of retention of the mothers in the hospital. Madam Speaker, last week we are in Bungoma County and Kakamega County, Madam Speaker, and most of the mothers are teenage pregnancy and they don't have ID. And Madam Speaker, I encountered with one, which is, she's 24 years, but she don't have an ID, but the husband is willing to register and discharge. But, Madam Speaker, the SHA will not allow that if you are above 18, you cannot, your husband cannot take over to pay your SHA, your bill. And Madam Speaker, I urge, and I also urge the House that we have to proactive that when it comes to underage, that is dependent can pay for you. But when you are above 18 and you have no ID and you are a mother and you have given birth, the kid has been registered by their father, but the mother cannot be registered under the dependent of her husband. So we have, as a House, to make amendments on that SHA bill so that at least any person who is married, given birth, which she don't have an ID, but she must use her husband account. Madam Speaker, and also on those, also the health sector is devolved. Madam Speaker, SHA is working on the ground, but national government cannot work alone. The county government can come over and work on together so that at least these mothers who are detained be released from the hospital. Madam Speaker, there is also another scenario which I have encountered. The baby has been discharged under the father's account, but the mother is retained in the hospital because of no ID. In that case, it is ours as members, as senators, to make amendment on that clause so that all the mothers must be discharged on their bill. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Consolata. Thank you. Senator Marin. Hey, you are coming, wait.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for the opportunity. I would like to contribute towards a statement by Senator of, it's called Senator Thangwa. sorry, about the humanitarian crisis that is being witnessed in Saudi Arabia, especially the female domestic workers who really encounter a lot of, they encounter grueling conditions in the diaspora just because they have gone to seek for jobs. I don't know as a government if we have got a concrete legal protection framework, or in case we have one, then it means it is insufficient or rather inadequate. So maybe we need to panel beat the legal framework and incorporate all that requires for the protection of our citizens. Because of a lot of systemic abuse, exploitation, and even sometimes some even die while they are trying to struggle and get repatriated from their foreign countries. So as a country, we need to look at that because a lot of our women are having problems out there, and even our children are also having problems out there in the foreign land. They tend to get there maybe because they haven't gotten adequate training to capacity build their potential in maybe holding some appliances that are used in those working stations they are being employed to, or sometimes due to language barrier, maybe they are unable to communicate very well with their bosses, and therefore there is need for us to enhance that, to enable our workers to have a safe working environment. And sometimes their passports are even confiscated and their phones, so they are unable to communicate back at home. And seemingly when they try other means of communicating back at home, they are really punished or victimized by their employers. So there is need to look at that. And in regard to my presentation, I want to support that statement by Senator Thangwa. Secondly, I would also like to...
your time is up, Senator Consolata. Resume your seat. Senator
Madam
Hamida.
Speaker.
Senator Consolata, resume your seat. We have very few minutes to close this session.
Asante. Asante Bi Speaker, na mimi pia nataka kuchangia hiyo statement ya Senator Gataya Mofai, mambo ya uzazi. Kusema kweli inahuzunisha sana kuona wamama wanafungiwa na watoto wao wakiwa wamejifungua, na unakuta kila mara wako kwa hali mbaya, na kwa hiyo hali unakuta watoto tena wanarudi wanakuwa wagonjwa, wanapata infection mbalimbali. Kusema kweli, kisheria ya kibinadamu hakuna mama anafaa kuzuiwa na kufungiwa akiwa amezaa, kwa sababu kuzaa ni dharura. Lakini pia na washtumu hao mababa, kusema kweli, hii ni nafasi yao ya wao kuwa wamejua mama amebeba ujauzito miezi 9. Kwa hivyo ya yeye kuweza kujitayarisha vilivyo na pesa. Miezi 9 ni muda mrefu, Bi Speaker, kwa mtu kuweza kujitayarisha, kwa yeye kuwa anajua kuwa mtoto anakuja na lazima fedha ziwe zinalipwa. Kusema kweli pia ni ukatili na unyanyasaji na kwa haki ya mtoto, kuonekana kuwa mtoto amewekwa katika hali hiyo, na hali mtoto anafaa kuwa katika hali ya mazingira inayofaa. Bi Speaker, tulimhoji governor wa Nairobi kwa hiyo mambo, kama kulikuwa na Mama Lucy Hospital kwa wamama waliweza kufungiwa, na yeye akajibu akasema, sasa nyinyi mnatarajia nifanye nini? Ya kuwa nikiwakubalia hao wamama ni kuwa kila mtu atakuja kuzaa bure hospitali. Kwa hivyo na mimi naomba nisaidiwe, na SHA ni bure. Kwa hivyo haelewi kwa nini wamama wasiweze kuandikishwa kupata hiyo SHA na iweze kuwasaidia. Kwa hivyo hii naomba serikali iwe na sera za maadili ya huduma ya uzazi iwe bure, Bi Speaker. Kama hile Linda Mama, na Linda Mama kusema kweli ilikuwa nasaidia. Ya mwisho ni statement ya Senator Thangwa. Bi Speaker, niliwahoji, tulikuwa na Senator Thangwa Saudi Arabia, na niliweza kuhoji Consular General Mkenya kuuliza kwa nini hawa watu hawajaweza kupewa nafasi ya kurudi nyumbani na hali wamezalia watoto huko. Lakini walinionyesha katika pale nilikuwa Jeddah, Consular General alinionyesha orodha ya namba ya mama karibu 9. Hiyo siku walikuwa wameregeshwa nyumbani na wamerudishwa nyumbani na watoto wao. Lakini nilifuatilia sana, na nimezungumza pia na balozi wa Kenya, Balozi Ramadhan, kuhusu hayo mambo, na wakaniambia nafuatilia. Lakini consulate ya Jeddah...
Time up, Senator Hamida. Senator Eddie Okech.
Madam Speaker, I wanted to make a quick comment on the statement by Senator Okiya Omtata with regard to the state of infrastructure development in Kenya's sugar belt regions. Madam Speaker, it is, it is in my habit that always I live by the Swahili saying that goes mgala muwe aki mpe, or aki yake mpe, which basically means, when somebody does good, say they have done good, even if you don't like them. I think that the Sugar Belt region, Madam Speaker, has experienced a tremendous growth in terms of productivity as a result of the government. For instance, Madam Speaker, by 2022, we used to have a production of 490,000 metric tons. Right now, we are just about to hit about 1 million metric tons in the region. And this has impacted a variety of things, including reducing sugar sugar importation by a whopping 70%, and also making sure that farmers continue to get paid properly and on time, much more in the western region as well as in the Nyanza region. But that's notwithstanding, Madam Speaker, despite having passed the Sugar Bill Act that we did pass, which even included zoning of some areas, Madam Speaker, and making sure that these huge tractors are not poaching sugarcane from overly long distances and in return causing a lot of accidents as well as just causing a lot of damage on the roads. This still continues. And the element that is bigger problem, Madam Speaker, is the cess that our counties are supposed to pick from these sugar industries, Madam Speaker. It is wrong for people like even the border industry, Madam Speaker, to face problems because of dilapidated roads that are coming from these heavy trucks in the regions, Madam Speaker, and it is causing a lot of problems to other people, Madam Speaker, not just in the sugarcane industry. It's a problem that is overarching to all other industries, Madam Speaker. So I wanted to urge this committee, perhaps even to partner with my committee, because I'm the chair of roads, transport and housing, Madam Speaker, to actually do a proper inquiry on this expenditure on the cess that is being used in these areas, Madam Speaker, because it is not proper for even people like the border industry to give their money to county governments and yet still consume bad roads in the excuse that RMLF has not been sorted when the county governments are taking money, Madam Speaker. So I support this statement, but most importantly, Madam Speaker, it's an urgent statement that must be dealt with accordingly, and I'll be willing to help the committee to view it appropriately. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Senator Eddy. This is bringing us close to the end of the statement hour, and I want to specifically commit the statement on the request for statement on unlawful detention of new mothers in public hospitals over medical bills. And in light of the immense concerns and very grave issues raised in the debate, and listening to all the contributions surrounding the detention of newborns and mothers who have just delivered their babies, the statement is now committed to the committee, the Standing Committee on Health. And because this is a serious matter of national concern, the committee is requested to give this statement top priority, not queue it up, but complete the assignment so that the mothers who are detained in hospitals and the newborns can be released soonest. And I trust even the governors who are listening to this debate today should actually take the step to ensure the infants and the new mothers are released from public hospitals and should not be held over the medical bills. Thank you. So we are proceeding to the next order, and I'll reorganize the order paper and call out the next order. Order number 9.
Order number 9, motion, consideration of the National Assembly amendments to the Meteorology Bill, Senate Bills number 45 of 2023.
Senator Faki.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I move that the National Assembly amendments to the Meteorology Bill, Senate Bills number 45 of 2023, be now considered. Madam Speaker, the Senate passed the Meteorology Bill, Senate Bill number 45 of 2023, and the bill was transmitted to the National Assembly, where they passed it with some amendments. Now, the Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources has considered those amendments, and they are of the opinion that the amendments do not in any way affect the initial bill as drawn. We therefore recommended that the same be passed as amended, and therefore we wish to have this bill reconsidered with the amendments that have been passed by the National Assembly, and I invite my Vice Chair, Senator Nyamu, to second this motion. Thank you.
Senator Nyamu, please proceed.
Madam Speaker, I second that motion.
Honourable Senators, I propose the question that the National Assembly amendments to the Meteorology Bill, Senate Bills number 45 of 2023, be now considered. Honourable Senators, I do not see anybody interested to debate this motion. So I will defer the putting of the questions because of quorum. I will reorganize the order paper and I request the clerk to call the next order, order number 15.
Order number 15, motion, establishment of national teaching and referral hospitals in Kenya, resumption of debate.
Senator Beatrice Ogola had a balance of 9 minutes. She's Senator Beatrice, in an unusual show of courtesy to the senator, the honorable senator, you may now proceed to take your 9 minutes now that you're in the House. Proceed. Please call out that motion again for Senator Beatrice to know which motion it is.
Order number 15, motion, establishment of national teaching and referral hospitals in Kenya, resumption of debate.
You had 9 minutes, Senator Beatrice.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I was on the floor to second this motion by Senator Mwaruma on the creation of referral and teaching hospitals in our region. So, Madam Speaker, the only current referral hospitals we have are Kenyatta, Moi, Mathare, Kenyatta University, and the National Spiral Injuries Hospital. And Madam Speaker, the reason why I'm going to second this motion is that every Kenyan needs to access certain referral services that is domiciled in this referral hospital. Madam Speaker, I already even gave an emphasis and I spelled out the challenges some of us have had to go through from our regions, as our people have to travel all the way to Eldoret, to the Moi teaching. A number of patients, Madam Speaker, have died on the way to the hospital because of the distance. And so, Madam Speaker, because we want health services closer to our people, and especially the referral services that are required for our terminally ill, for the specialized services that are in this referral hospital, it is only right that all regions, the Ministry of Health creates these hospitals in most of these regions. And Madam Speaker had indicated all those regions as I introduced my secondment. And so, Madam Speaker, I second this motion.
Thank you, Honorable Senator. Honorable Senators, I propose the question that aware that Article 43(1)(a) of the Constitution of Kenya provides that every person has the right to the highest attainable standard of health, including reproductive health, noting that in Kenya we have 5 national teaching and referral hospitals with Kenyatta University Research and Teaching Hospital in Kiambu County and Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, Uasin Gishu County being the only ones outside Nairobi County, concerned that the bed capacity, medical equipment, and human capital in these national teaching and referral hospitals are not sufficient to absorb all the patients seeking specialized treatment. Further concerned that many Kenyans with critical health conditions travel long distances in order to access specialized services in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospitals in Eldoret or Nairobi, where the other 4 national teaching and referral hospitals are located, leading to high cost of travel, augmented disease, and in some cases, deaths along the way. Now, therefore, the Senate urges the Ministry of Health to establish national teaching and referral hospitals in the coast, eastern, northeastern, Nyanza, and western regions, and fully equip the national teaching and referral hospitals with modern equipment, medical supplies, and personnel, and 2, the county governments to allocate more funds to their respective health dockets to adequately facilitate their county level 5 and level 6 hospitals in order to enhance provision of critical health services to reduce the demand for such services from the national teaching and referral hospitals. Senators, you're now free to contribute, and I'll call Senator Chiralige Samson to make his contribution to this motion.
Madam Speaker, thank you very much. I want to pick it from where the distinguished Senator, the seconder, left at. I think this motion is very critical. Madam Speaker, we have to agree that the issue of health is a basic human right. Madam Speaker, they say a health nation is a wealthy nation, Madam Speaker. That is what is important. And therefore, it is in the interest of any nation to have a healthy population. And therefore, Madam Speaker, I support this motion that we need to bring health closer to the people. Madam Speaker, number 2, when you look at the 4th schedule, one of the trademark or one of the functions that has been devolved to county governments is the issue of health. But as we talk, Madam Speaker, health is in deplorable state in all across counties. In fact, the worst being Nandi County, Madam Speaker. When you walk to Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, which should be level 5, there are no drugs. There is poor hygiene conditions, Madam Speaker. The infrastructure is falling apart. There is no functional mortuary, Madam Speaker. The projects within the health sector, and when the governor appeared on Friday, he could not give us answers on the Stol Kapsengere Hospital in Terik Ward in Aldai Sub-County, the Stol Kobujoy Health Center, which is a stone throw from his house, the Stol Nyayo Ward in Chepterwai Hospital that has told, Madam Speaker, even the mother and baby unit that is within the compound of Kapsabet County Referral Hospital, Madam Speaker, is told. The only thing that changes in that mother and baby unit is only the change of paint that is being painted white and other colors, Madam Speaker. So the infrastructure situation is pathetic. Madam Speaker, the only concern we have with counties, and there is a confusion, is that counties should not confuse the infrastructure of hospitals vis-a-vis the service delivery. Brick and mortar will never replace the functionality and service delivery. Madam Speaker, the issue of provision of health is very critical. And that is why I said, even when we celebrate 15 years of devolution, where 4 trillion Kenya shillings has been dispersed to counties, the situation in our health sector is deplorable. Go to Garissa County, Madam Speaker. Come here to Nairobi. Go to Nandi. Go to Kiambu, Madam Speaker. Go to Migori. Go to Homa Bay, Madam Speaker. Go to Kisumu. The situation, even in Murang'a, the situation of medical health provision is still a problem in most of those counties, despite 4 trillion Kenya shillings, Madam Speaker. You, Madam Speaker, for us, I don't see colleagues who are with us in the last session. We had even what we call medical equipment supplies, the mess. In fact, instead of growing the accessibility of diagnostic, like issue of dialysis, issue of oncology services, issue of kidney, Madam Speaker, that is dialysis, issue of ultrasound, Madam Speaker, in our hospitals, the MESS program became a mess in our county hospitals and sub-county, Madam Speaker. So this issue is timely that we need to sit and agree on how we can ensure each and every county has referral hospital. And Madam Speaker, we have done this before. We have said, Madam Speaker, that every county must have a university. Now we are saying every county must have a county referral hospital that is run and managed by the national government, Madam Speaker. And therefore, Madam Speaker, I agree with this motion that we are only 2 hospitals. That is Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret and Kenyatta University Research and Teaching Hospital that is in Kiambu County. Madam Speaker, we need to propose, and the national government should work with our counties. For example, I want to thank the President, Madam Speaker, that Jaramogi Oginga Referral Hospital in Kisumu has been gazetted, is now a referral hospital. Courtesy of broad-based government, Madam Speaker, and we should be proud of such achievements, Madam Speaker. Number 2, Madam Speaker, we need to make, and I'm happy that the national government has taken over the construction and completion of Kakamega County Referral Hospital. That one should also be referral, because Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital is being overwhelmed. If the Jaramogi Oginga Referral Hospital becomes functional, Madam Speaker, it will be decongest Moi Teaching and Referral. And to give facts to Moi Teaching and Referral, because I come from that region, you go, Madam Speaker, you find even people coming from Murang'a, your county, people coming from Mandera to seek services in Moi Teaching and Referral, which is overwhelming the system of teaching and referral. Madam Speaker, to give you numbers of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital and also give you KNH, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Madam Speaker, it has 2,000 admissions inpatient. It has 3,000 walk-in patients per day in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret. Madam Speaker, I want to thank the President also, in the spirit of broad-based government, that yesterday there was a groundbreaking of 20 billion new ultra-model Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, Madam Speaker. This is to expand and meet the ever-changing needs in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, Madam Speaker. The Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret, I've said they have 2,000 inpatient bed capacity, Madam Speaker, 3,000 working daily. Madam Speaker, I'm aware they used to get 8 billion Kenya shillings, but 2 billion, Madam Speaker, was cut and it became to 6 billion. Madam Speaker, the Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital of Eldoret collecting 5 billion in own source revenue. We need to encourage them under Facilities Improvement Act to even, I expected by now, that Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital, in their income on all source revenue, they must collect, Madam Speaker, up to 10 billion so that they can break the gap, Madam Speaker, they can bridge the gap, Madam Speaker, of the underfunding that was cut in the previous budgetary allocation. Madam Speaker, I want to challenge the management from the CEO, the chairman of Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret. That hospital, the services have gone down. The place is dilapidated, Madam Speaker. The place is very dirty. And also referral system has failed in Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital in Eldoret. I want to challenge the CEO and the management, the chairperson of Moi Teaching and Referral, to improve. I am aware there are challenges of understaffing of nurses, Madam Speaker, because they need more than 2,000, but they have less than 1,000 nurses. Those are issues that they can fix, but they must improve on the service. We need quality service. Even in Kenyatta National Hospital, you remember the case, Madam Speaker, of a doctor that was an intern or a doctor that was here in Kenyatta National Hospital. When it reached a point of seeking medical, he could not be treated in KNH, Madam Speaker. There are so many problems that KNH is facing. Although there are good problems, there are good solutions that they have given. I saw they did the first reconstructive of face surgery that was done by KNH, Madam Speaker. I am proposing that despite the challenges that Kenyatta National Hospital is facing, we need the management and the CEO to up the game to ensure KNH provides best of the best services across in the Kenyatta National Hospital. Madam Speaker, we need to upgrade Coast General Hospital to be a referral hospital, Madam Speaker. For a start, I know there are not enough funds, but I want to appeal to government. Let us transform Coast General Hospital to become a national referral hospital to take care of Coast Region. I am proposing that Garissa County Referral Hospital be now taken to National Referral Hospital together for Northern Kenya, Madam Speaker. I am proposing now Jaramogi Referral Hospital has been gazetted. It's now a functional, its independence, Madam Speaker. Another one is Kakamega. I have proposed Kakamega County Referral Hospital to be Kakamega Referral Hospital. Madam Speaker, for the Mulima, or the famous Murima, I am proposing that Otaya Hospital or Aini in Nyeri be now upgraded to National Hospital so that it can take care of the Murima region or Mount Kenya region, Madam Speaker, where you are the proud daughter of the House of Mumbi from Muranga, and we are proud of what you are doing as the SG Emeritus of UDA. Madam Speaker, I propose Katundu Hospital be now upgraded to referral hospital to take care of the central region, that is Katundu, that is Kiambu County and Muranga County, Madam Speaker. And also propose Turkana Hospital, County Referral Hospital, to take care of the northern part, including Marsabit and Turkana, so that each and every Kenyan can access, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I know the funding might not be sufficient to establish every county to get a referral hospital, but that should be the blueprint of providing medical care so that we don't run afoul. Madam Speaker, as a senior lawyer in this country, you know, right to health or medical services is a human right, it's a basic right. You know, there are basics. There is food, shelter, and as you said, clothing. Food, shelter, there are normally three. I'm forgetting one. Food, shelter, and the other, Madam Speaker, and housing. And now we should add that health, Madam Speaker. We need to add that it's a basic human right. Madam Speaker, on the issue, and therefore, even as we talk about SHA, I've had people, and we were discussing a good topic, Madam Speaker, in conclusion, because my light is on, I'm winding up, is the SHA. I have had the situation, SHA is working. Why, if SHA is not working, why are 30,000 Kenyans registering daily for SHA? Madam Speaker, more than 20 million Kenyans have registered for SHA. Madam Speaker, the reason our mothers are detained, and I wish our colleagues were here, Madam Speaker, and you are a mother, Madam Speaker, the reason most mothers are detained in our hospitals is because of the following. One, they are underage. Two, some of them are aliens, Madam Speaker. Three is lack of proper documentation. And we should put the blame where it lies. The Migori County government has failed. Nandi County government has failed, Madam Speaker. Nairobi County government has failed. Health is devolved. SHA is working, but the health in counties is not working, Madam Speaker. We should get those two distinctions. I have met Kenyans of success stories that when they went to hospital and the bill came out, SHA took care part of it. And I want to challenge people who are saying SHA is not working. Give us an insurance that pays 100% of your medical cover, even Parliament here, Madam Speaker. The Parliamentary Service Commission, dental cover, Senator Eddy, covers only 75,000. So if today you fly to Turkey or to America and put teeth braces of gold, which is 200,000, Parliament will not cover, because the limit is 75,000. So let's stop lying to Kenyans. There is no medical cover that will give you 100%. I don't know anywhere in this world, even the Obamacare that was in America, even any medical care, even in insurance law, the medical insurance does not cover 100%. SHA is a success story that will transform universal health coverage in this country. I want to challenge mothers who have been detained that they need to ensure that and I'm happy the president has said Kenyans who are not able to pay, they can register, Madam Speaker. And the CS of health is well guided. Madam Speaker, I want to challenge that our mothers should have proper documentation. But let us put the blame where it lies. Our county health function in all counties has failed. It is not SHA that has failed. The governor should tell us why our mothers are being detained in hospitals, in Migori, in Nairobi, in Nandi, in Mombasa, in Murang'a, Madam Speaker. They should tell us why our mothers are being detained. And I want to say, people are saying we should go back to Linda Mama. Not true. We have now Linda Jamii, Taifa Care, that ensure, Madam Speaker, even the natural delivery is now 10,000. Before it was 8,000. The cesarean section delivery is now 30,000. And I'm happy Senator Eddy is excited because he's here to give birth. Because these are the people, Madam Speaker, when they get married and get babies, I can assure Senator Eddy, and I want to encourage him to get married as soon as possible and start getting children. You will appreciate the role of SHA. Because if it is natural delivery, 10,000. If it is a CS, it's 30,000, Madam Speaker. Unless he can contravene what I'm saying. But I want to challenge the young people outside there. Don't fear to get married. You are being taken care of by SHA. We shall ensure, and I'm happy, Madam Speaker, I don't know whether you know you hosted us sometimes back when you were giving out your daughter. I know she can attest to the functionality of SHA. And the Bible commands us, for us who are Christians, go ye into the world and give birth and populate the world. And SHA will take care of the bills. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, to congratulate and say this motion is timely so that I can allow my colleague and listen to his brilliant submissions to Senator Eddy. But I want to caution him in future, when he's discussing a senior leader like me, senior politician, he should choose his words carefully. Because I had him in another forum, Madam Speaker, on a lighter note, he should choose his words very carefully. Because I'm a senior leader, I know more than he does. Madam Speaker, with those many remarks, I support this motion. And let us give help to each and every Kenyan, and SHA is working. I thank you.
Thank you, Senator Cherargei. I'll now give a chance to Senator Eddy Oketch to give his contribution and reply to that very serious banter sent your direction by your colleague and maybe age-mate Senator Cherargei.
Madam Speaker, perhaps it would be good, because Senator Cherargei is a good friend of mine and he's also a legal mind, I just don't know to which extent his legal mind helps him. But, Madam Speaker, what happens is this. Senator Cherargei was quoted in the weekend saying that there are communities that will not get deputy president. And Madam Speaker, I just said on TV that, you know, when you look at the game of football, there is something called vuvuzela. When a referee is officiating over a match, if you have vuvuzela, you can drown the referee, which is true, because then the referee cannot be heard when he is whistling against the game. And on this case of the deputy president, Cherargei is behaving like vuvuzela, because Senator Cherargei is making a lot of noise when that is at the territory of the president, who will be able to choose the person who can be able to work with. That's all I said. So Senator Cherargei, it was in good faith that you don't make a lot of noise. But Madam Speaker, this is a very, very, very important motion for our country, Madam Speaker. And I will just pass through a number of indices, Madam Speaker, that you must look at. Today, if you cast your eyes, Madam Speaker, in our counties, the biggest problem, Madam Speaker, is that there has not been focus on primary and secondary care by the facilities that we have in our communities. If you start from the dispensary to health centers to county hospitals, level 1 all the way to level 5, Madam Speaker, they cannot focus on primary care and secondary care, Madam Speaker, because of serious congestion. These issues of primary health care and secondary health care go to our hospitals, Migori Referral Hospital, for instance, a level 5 hospital, Madam Speaker. These issues go to these hospitals, but then when there is need to focus on the specialized treatment of just 1 or 2 cases in those hospitals, Madam Speaker, what happens is then that all the possible nurses and all the possible specialists who are in our hospital, Madam Speaker, forget about the swath of these primary and secondary health cases and then have to focus on this specialized case, Madam Speaker. So this is the first thing, Madam Speaker, that this motion solves, Madam Speaker. We are going to save so many lives if we can be able to have a myriad of these national referral hospitals taking care of bigger issues, Madam Speaker, including chronic diseases, Madam Speaker, that we see, Madam Speaker. If you think about the management of chronic diseases in our counties, Madam Speaker, if you think about cancer, you think about mental health issues, Madam Speaker. Right now, the most dependable mental health hospitals, Madam Speaker, in the country is Mathare Hospital. What happens to people who are not within Nairobi and the environments of Nairobi, Madam Speaker? If these issues of mental health care happen in a place like Migori County, a place called Masangora, which is in farthest part of Kuria East, Madam Speaker, or it happens in Nyatike, or it happens in a place like Siaya County, or even Mandera, Madam Speaker, what happens to that hospital when the personnel now have to reroute their entire infrastructure, their entire personnel of the hospital to focus on that chronic issue? It defrays the entire hospital of the right possible personnel to focus on the biggest number of primary health and the biggest number of secondary health, Madam Speaker. So this is the first thing that this motion helps us to solve, Madam Speaker, which is why I support it. I think it's a very big issue that we need to focus on, Madam Speaker. The second thing, Madam Speaker, is the issue of data. Madam Speaker, I'm surprised in this country. How do we make health decisions in this country, Mr. Speaker? How do we make national planning decisions in our country when it comes to rethinking and rethinking healthcare system, Madam Speaker? Because we don't see leadership decision, Madam Speaker, on healthcare connected to data, connected to proper data on what I would call the disease burden, Madam Speaker. We keep on seeing emerging diseases, we keep on seeing recurring diseases in the country, but there's no proper interrogation of data with regards to solving these diseases in the planning phase of our country, Madam Speaker. This will happen when we can cast our eyes in every region, if we cannot do it in every county, Madam Speaker, and be able to cast our eyes in establishing stronger institutions of higher level of hospitals, Madam Speaker, because these institutions of referral level, Madam Speaker, what they bring that is very big in terms of being able to build a database of the disease burden, Madam Speaker, is they are not only places where you take specialized treatment cases or chronic diseases problems, Madam Speaker. They also become the hub for research and innovation. They become the hub for learning and training, Madam Speaker. And it is in the processes of R&D, research and development, Madam Speaker, that you constantly interrogate data. You constantly build data. You constantly renovate data, Madam Speaker, that then will inform the issue of using data to be able to bring about an analysis on disease burden and dealing with them for once and for all, so that the national planning, Mr. Speaker, Madam Speaker, is not a place of guesswork. It's a place that is informed by proper institutions of higher research, higher development, and higher innovation, Madam Speaker. Closer to that, Madam Speaker, when I'm still in that issue of research and innovation, Madam Speaker, it is high time, Madam Speaker, that our country, as Kenya, must start competing with countries that have made stride in terms of proper technology that can be able to be cutthroat technology in dealing with diseases, Madam Speaker. Even to the expense that we can be able to make sure that we can go to suitability of technology that analyzes our own diseases as they are manifesting in our communities, Madam Speaker. Today, lives are being saved in a number of countries that are, whether third world or second world or first world. The competition here, Madam Speaker, is the utilization of technology, Madam Speaker. In our quarters nowadays, Madam Speaker, we haven't even reached a point where we can even think about national planning using AI in being able to deal with diseases, Madam Speaker. Why is this so? Because we don't have enough national referral hospitals that can be a hub of innovation and research, particularly on technology, Madam Speaker. This motion gives the country the dream, the hope, and the challenge to be able to start thinking about having those hubs that will not only deal with specialized treatments, but will also be able to be a hub to make sure that you deal with the issue of embracing technology, but more importantly, innovating proper technology that is keen to what we do here, Madam Speaker. Closer to that, Madam Speaker, think about it. If you look at all our universities, especially public universities, Madam Speaker, they have not become proper hubs that develop proper medical and professional training in the entire healthcare system, Madam Speaker. We are so basic to the extent that the people who are being trained in our institutions, Madam Speaker, are only people limited to the courses that they can be able to take. And even in some of these institutions, Madam Speaker, there is no proper facilities and equipment. Why? Because those institutions that are universities are only universities in the context of education, but not in the context of specialized training that we might need, Madam Speaker. These hospitals, if they were properly built, Madam Speaker, will buoy the idea of bringing about doctors, nurses, who are not only going to consume textbook contents, Madam Speaker, but day in, day out, they will be interacting with proper practice in dealing with real-time diseases and problem in those hospitals, Madam Speaker. So it's a very big opportunity, Madam Speaker, that if you can have this regional expansion of this national referral hospital, Madam Speaker, we will have an opportunity to build a proper human resource and human capital that will help us, boost the entire medical profession by being able to make sure that they are not just institutions that will be able to treat specialized issues or treat chronic diseases, Madam Speaker, but they will be practical partners to our universities, Madam Speaker. Closer to my heart, Madam Speaker, which is the essence of why this motion was brought, Madam Speaker, when you think about specialized care, what is the biggest hurdle that we are facing as a country? Because we do not have adequate public facilities that can be of referral magnitude, Madam Speaker, the private sector has constantly moved from the mission of providing care to the mission of profiteering in the medical field, Madam Speaker. Practically, if you look at what's happening in our country today, Madam Speaker, you cannot be able to figure out what is the cost of diagnosis of diseases and what is the cost of treating diseases in this country, Madam Speaker. For instance, today if you were to go to all hospitals in Nairobi County, or even all hospitals in Migori County, Madam Speaker, the cost of MRI will vary depending on which hospital you go to. If you go to Aga Khan, the cost of MRI will be 40,000. If you go to Medeil, just across, you'll find that the cost of the same MRI will be 20,000. Yet if you go to Kenyatta, it varies between 7,000 to 10,000. The same service, Madam Speaker. How is this possible? It is possible because we have left the mission of care and we have gotten into the mission of simply making profit. And that's why even the insurance claims in our country, Madam Speaker, don't work. Because insurance is no longer about insurance. It's about who is going to make the most money. Because we don't have proper national referral hospitals that can compete with the private sector, Madam Speaker. And this is why even the few that we have in our regions that cannot be able to help decongest some of the cases of secondary and primary care end up suffering, because even in those places like our counties, you will find that a governor owns a place where you're going to sell medicine, where, a chemist shop somewhere. Instead of having a pharmacy unit within the hospital, they'll put it outside. You go to Migori County today, you after being diagnosed with a certain disease, getting the proper advice of the doctor, you are told that you need to go to some shop somewhere to go and buy medicine. And that medicine, when you go to buy it, Madam Speaker, the price is not the same with the next shop and the next shop and the next shop, despite the fact that medicine importation in this country, Madam Speaker, is highly subsidized. Why is this happening? It is happening because of the limitedness of facilities that we have that makes it possible for cartels in the medical sector, Madam Speaker, to actually just put prices that they want as they want them, right from insurance to the cost of treatment to the cost of medicine. All this has become a mirage that you cannot be able to put a proper cost in specialized treatment, Madam Speaker. And this must stop, and the only way it stops, Madam Speaker, is by requiring that regions start developing this kind of facilities to the extent that equality will be the place for medical support, Madam Speaker. Lastly, Madam Speaker, I wanted to comment on the issue around knowledge sharing. Madam Speaker, there's something called the placebo effect. The placebo effect is where if my father was sick today or my brother, just by virtue of having knowledge of dealing with that disease, just knowledge, they start feeling okay. The same way they'll feel okay by the virtue that they have just accessed a proper equipped facility to the extent that they start having psychological balance that they have hope they'll get better. That alone can reduce the impact of any kind of ailment in their lives by even 10 to 50%. Madam Speaker, if you go to countries that have made strides, you go to the United States, you go to the Asian tigers, you go to European countries, the biggest element that referral hospitals do, Madam Speaker, is making sure that they are the hubs of disseminating information, giving communal knowledge, giving national knowledge with regards to information about diseases and complexities that are emerging in the medical field, Madam Speaker. And even technologies that are being developed, some of which can be self-utilized by the population, Madam Speaker. This medical knowledge that comes not only through dissemination by this hospital, but even the medical staff that are captured within this institution, Madam Speaker, will help our community in terms of just edification and proper education program to our communities, whether it's through radios, whether it's through any media, or even just amorphous by interacting with these communities, Madam Speaker. This is very important in terms of thinking about national health care, because it is a core element of preventive medicine, Madam Speaker. And as I finish, Madam Speaker, if you allow me in 30 seconds, by building these facilities, we will be able to absorb the number of interns that keep on going through these programs without being able to be absorbed. Universal health care.
Let him finish that sentence for 1 minute.
If you think about the universal health care workers, Madam Speaker, that have not been employed for forever in this country, Madam Speaker, building these units, these bigger, larger referral hospitals in the regions will be able to be the place where you can be able to implement the issue of P&P, permanent and pensionable staff, and absorbing interns, as well as these wonderful people who are supposed to be in the hospitals working for us, but we cannot be able to absorb them because they are limited to the budget of counties. And therefore, Madam Speaker, I want to support this, and I hope that the House will be able to follow through and make sure that it's implemented. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Senator Osotsi Godfrey.
Thank you, Madam Speaker, for this opportunity to contribute to the motion on establishment of the National Teaching and Referral Hospitals in Kenya by the distinguished Senator of Taita Taveta, Jones Mwaruma. Madam Speaker, I have mixed feelings about this motion because whereas I support the need to have referral hospitals in every region of this country, the regions that have been listed in the motion, Coast Region, Eastern, Northeastern, Nyanza, Western regions, to complement the national referral hospitals that we have so far. Whereas I support that, I also have a different opinion about this motion. And that opinion is expressed in the second resolution that this motion seeks, which is seeking that the county government to allocate more funds to the respective health dockets to adequately facilitate their level 5 and level 6 hospitals so that they can enhance the provision of critical health services to reduce the demand of such services from the National Teaching and Referral Hospital. Madam Speaker, I have the benefit of being the chair of County Public Investment and Special Funds Committee, and we have been examining audit reports for hospitals in this country, particularly level 4 and level 5 hospitals. And Madam Speaker, I can tell you that if you look at the audit report for county hospitals, it is horrible. All manner of governance issues are in our hospitals. No wonder, Madam Speaker, every day I sit in this house, I hear members bringing statements on status of healthcare in this country because our county hospitals are mismanaged. If it is the issue of how to manage staff, that problem is common across all county hospitals. Management of HR, issues of bloated staff, issues of unaccounted for casual staff, issues of lack of proper promotion and succession, issues of expired medicine, Madam Speaker. Why would medicines expire in the first case? It is because of the corruption that is in these hospitals. They would rather give a patient a prescription to go and buy drugs outside the hospital. And one common thing that has come up is that we have a proliferation of chemists around county hospitals. How are these chemists thriving? They are thriving because, Madam Speaker, they have easy market. The patients who come for service in those referral hospitals, in those county hospitals, are being referred to buy medicines outside. And then they end up buying medicines in the chemists that are connected to some of the health workers in those hospitals. And this is common in all the counties. I remember at some point, actually last year, the governor of Mombasa addressed this issue and said that they are not going to license any more chemists around Coast Referral Hospital. Because one, the issue of loss of drugs, the issue of drugs expiring in those hospitals. Madam Speaker, one of the other issues that have come up in our audit is compliance, Madam Speaker, compliance to the health standards model. There is a model that has been given by the Ministry of Health to all county hospitals on the number of medical equipments that are required, on the number of health workers required in terms of nurses, in terms of specialists, doctors, in terms of clinic officers and all. Most of our county hospitals have not been able to comply with the Ministry of Health model on that, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, we have challenges around equipment leasing. Equipment leasing. The equipments that are in our referral hospitals, some of them are not functioning. Some of them are, the contracts that they have entered into are too expensive to be maintained. We used to have the MES, the Medical Equipment Leasing Program, that we saw in the last Senate. It was messy, Madam Speaker. But now it has been replaced by another one which is more messy, Madam Speaker, called the NES, National Equipment, System. It is more messy because it has increased the cost of healthcare in our hospitals, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, the issue of equipment, malfunctioning of equipment, maintenance of equipment, and even the cost, general cost of running the equipment in our hospital is so high, Madam Speaker, to the extent that basic services, Madam Speaker, like CT scan, patients have to be referred to private hospitals around the referral hospital, Madam Speaker. And yet, we appropriate a lot of money to our counties, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, there is a problem even with basic facilities in our county hospitals. Issue of cleanliness. Issue of even number of beds, Madam Speaker. Some hospitals you go there and you see patients sharing beds. Sometimes even patients sleeping on the floor, Madam Speaker. These are issues that we encounter, and I want to thank the Senate for giving us an opportunity as a committee to basically look at the audit issues in our hospital. And we'll be coming with a series of reports before this House so that the House can really understand what are the real challenges our hospitals are going through. Madam Speaker, even issues of financial management in our hospitals. You find that the county executive financial statement are intermingled with the hospitals. And the PFM is very clear that hospital entities are supposed to have their own separate financial statements so that they are audited separately. But you still find that assets for the hospital are still in the name of the county, or they are still in the name of something else. So I am basically trying to give the picture of the financial and the governance performance of our hospitals so that, Madam Speaker, when we say we want our county hospitals to be upgraded to referral hospitals, then we will be making sense. Because I've seen a proliferation of requests from counties that the county referral hospitals to become national referral hospitals. They are basically pushing the problem. Counties are basically saying that we cannot manage this, we are asking national government to take over. How can you become a level 6 hospital when, according to the auditor, you have not even met the basic standards of becoming even a level 4 or a level 5 hospital? I have seen a number of requests by our counties to convert their level 4 and level 5 hospitals into level 6. And basically, that is driven by the failure of our counties to manage healthcare. They want now to take it to the national government, so that pressure is not on them. Mr. Speaker, for that reason, I am very hesitant to support this motion that because our counties have failed to manage level 4 and level 5 hospitals, then we should now indirectly transfer that functions to the national government. We have been discussing here, Madam Speaker, on the need to have a comprehensive transfer of functions from the national government to the counties. We have been saying 80% of the health budget is retained at the national level. And yet, health is primarily a devolved function. But here, we are now saying as a Senate that now our hospitals should now be upgraded from the county level 4 and level 5 to become national referral hospitals at level 6. This is a contradiction, Madam Speaker. We cannot be pushing for the transfer of functions from the national government and at the same time indirectly transferring them back to the national government. Madam Speaker, I can see you are nodding, and I know you are strong chair of, vice chair of devolution committee. These are the things you've been pushing hard. This motion, and I have great respect for Senator of Taita Taveta, but I find this motion to be contradicting our position as a Senate. What we should be saying is we should be asking our counties to invest more money in our county hospitals. We should be asking the national government to increase allocation or basically transfer all health functions to the counties and transfer with money. But now asking them that now that our governors have failed to manage our county hospitals, now we should again transfer that burden back to the national government. That is not making sense to me, and I do not support this motion on that thinking, Madam Speaker. My thinking is that we need more money to be appropriated to our county hospitals. We need more money from the national government to support health in our counties. That will be progressive. Because if we join this stampede to convert our county hospitals into referral hospitals, Madam Speaker, we will not be doing justice to our people. I do not think it is necessary for us to have hospitals all over. What we want is better managed hospitals. Because in any case, Madam Speaker, this idea of referral hospitals, without having proper lower level 5 and level 4 hospitals, it means patients will be referred to referral hospitals, even basic health issues. Referral hospitals are supposed to handle complicated issues. So that is why you find KNH is congested. Because patients want to go there, enjoy better services, and they don't want to go to level 4 and level 5 hospitals. Or level 4 and level 5 hospitals are not properly equipped. So they push all their cases which they are supposed to handle back to the National Referral Hospital. So, Madam Speaker, on the basis that we need to improve the performance of our county hospitals, and on the basis that we need the national government to transfer all functions in health to the counties and transfer with money, I do not support this motion. This motion should have read that the national government will build new national referral hospitals. Without that clarity, Madam Speaker, it means we are simply telling the national government to take over our county referral hospitals and call them level 6 or call them national referral hospitals, just a change of name, but nothing more that has been changed. I can give an example, Jaramogi Odinga Hospital, which is now...
1 minute.
Considering what I can see with my eyes, Madam Speaker, make it 3 minutes.
Senator,
you know what I mean?
1.5 minutes.
1.5 minutes. Madam Speaker, you go to Jaramogi Odinga Hospital, which is now level 6, and you still see challenges. Even if you look at the health model, they have not even complied, but they are now being transitioned up there. We need more investment there. Madam Speaker, even as I'm talking about supporting our healthcare, primary healthcare is also very important, because the failure of primary healthcare, it means our referral hospitals will still have a problem. And the referral and primary healthcare is the most important one. Right now, in this house, we have appropriated money, Madam Speaker, to CHPs. But in most counties, CHPs have not been paid for even 6 months. In my own county, my CHPs have not been paid. And every year I sit in this house, sign off 48.8 million every year to them. So you wonder what happens to the national counterpart funding and what happens to the county government funding. Madam Speaker, this is a serious issue, and I hope Senator Mandago, who is a former governor, will help us to deal with the issues of health in our counties. They have made numerous visits to our health facilities in the counties. We now want to see progress, Madam Speaker, so that the recommendations they make, they are not just made and adopted in this house and nothing happens after that. We want to see them making an implementation follow-up so that the many problems we are having in our county referral hospital are resolved permanently and our people are able to get quality health care in their various counties. Madam Speaker, with those few remarks, I want to say I do not support this motion the way it is crafted. Maybe if they improved and said...
Senator Veronica.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to speak into this very important motion that has been brought to the floor of this House by Senator Mwaruma, and to say it's a very good motion. And it should be a conversation starter on how health should be managed in our country and in our counties, Honorable Speaker. And why do I say so? Because just a few minutes ago, we had a statement here brought by Senator Mwenda Gataya of mothers who have been detained in hospital, with their newborn infants, who have been detained because they could not afford to pay the bills, the hospital bills and medical bills that were due to be paid by them upon delivery of their infants. And these are not private hospitals. Maybe they are also there in the private hospitals because sometimes when it's time to give birth, a mother will go to the most accessible facility within her locality or within her environment. And maybe, Honorable Speaker, while in the private hospital, it may even be excusable to an extent. It is close to inexcusable in a public facility for a mother to be detained with a newborn baby, stuck there, the baby being exposed to further infections and being exposed to other risks, health risks, while they are detained in a hospital and the bill continues to be accumulated. That means, in spite of the many efforts that have been made, we are still having glaring gaps within the health sector. And I'm very happy that the Kenya Kwanza government has brought out a new program, a SHA program, SHIF, a new medical universal health coverage, so that we can begin to see how the nation will walk towards a better medical care, health care facility for all the citizens in the Republic of Kenya. You know, Honorable Speaker, being a lawyer, you already are conversant with Article 43(1)(a) of the Constitution. That provides that every person in Kenya has the right to the highest attainable standard of health, including reproductive health care. And if this is a fundamental right under the Constitution, rights come in with obligations. And those obligations are given to the state. And they are further delegated or devolved down to the counties. And indeed, Honorable Speaker, we are all aware, because we have had considerations of the bills that devolved resources to the counties, that we know for a fact that we have seen funds being devolved to counties to improve or to offer health care to all the residents within every county. It is therefore very sad when we see this right under Article 43 being trampled all over. When we talk about accessibility of these healthcare facilities, are they accessible? And I guess this is some of the issues that have inspired this motion, because the drafter of this motion intends to achieve national teaching and referral hospitals in the coast, in eastern, in northeastern, in Nyanza, in western regions, and I do not know why he left out a few regions. I see regions like Central Region. I do not see it cited here, but I assume when this motion gets to be considered by the committee, when it's committed to be considered by the Health Committee, they will put in the rest of the areas like Murang'a County, which have been left out here. But I'm happy to note that when Senator Cheraligei was speaking into this motion, he did mention that referral hospital would need to be established in Kiambu and in Nyeri. And of course, while that may be close to Murang'a County, it is also important to have that health care accessible to the residents of Murang'a. And we would therefore be saying that the hospital in Murang'a, the level 5, or even a whole new entity like has been proposed by Senator Otsotsi can be considered. Now, we know counties are having challenges because the resources are not enough to fund all the activities or all the functions that have been devolved to the counties. But let me state this from the very onset. It is going to be very inexcusable for any governor and any county to hide behind the many gaps that are there and to ignore health care. And I want to say this. If in every county we were to look into the healthcare facilities that are supposed to be given to allow citizens to access acceptable healthcare services, Honorable Speaker, even if that county did not do any other thing except just doing the health function or performing the health function so well, you can be sure they'll walk away with an accolade. And let me single out one county where we were invited to go and see the launch of a level 5 hospital in Kirinyaga County. Let me take this opportunity to commend Governor Anne Waiguru for the hospital that was opened in Kirinyaga, the one that was launched in Kirinyaga maybe 1.5 years ago, because I was there myself. And I saw for the first time within a county in the Republic of Kenya, and not in the Nairobi County, not in Nairobi City, we had equipment and a facility that could actually do a kidney transplant That is very commendable. And if anybody wants to learn what should be done about such a healthcare facility, Honorable Speaker, if we had such healthcare facilities in 47 counties, can you imagine what relief it would be to the Kenyans for them to be able to walk into a county, Honorable Speaker, if they have issues with the kidney or the liver or the heart, that something can be done within a county. I saw a hospital that rivaled Nairobi Hospital, yet it was a public institution within Kirinyaga County. I saw a hospital that rivaled Aga Khan Hospital. I saw a hospital that rivaled, I could not tell when you are inside, if you're just blindfolded, taken to that hospital, in the maternity wing, you will not know whether you are not in the Avenue Hospital in Nairobi or Avenue Hospital in Thika. And I